Hargulka! I guess that's how we're gonna start, is just shouting Hargulka.
So at least now we know why Tommy kept finding reasons to delay us marching on his
because I wanted a big fight in the swamp. No, I wanted to.
He was prepping this big final like encounter, and he's like, if you guys just march over to his home and kill him in his hut, like that's gonna be so.
I mean, what I probably would have done then, honestly, is I probably would have replaced like what just happened with like Zarum instead, or like more cultists, or something more than just here's a big old owlbear. Oh shit! But I digress. The time has come. We've leveled up, but I don't think anyone's done the math yet. But we've leveled up.
Oh, we did level?
Yes.
Oh, I've got my levels all pre-planned, so I'm good.
The good news is there's probably no combat unless you seek it this time.
Real quick question, Dia. Did this holy symbol sand race, was this supposed to do something?
Needed to be interacted
It's up
with.
to you, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know how to interact with it. Okay. And unfortunately,
Clear Mad.
Ionia didn't really tell me much. She just handed it to me.
Oh, is that what Ionia gave you?
Yeah.
They give you what is it? You get to dodge an attack.
I don't know what it does.
I do.
So just to be clear, we leveled up before this combat and then again right after?
Yes,
We were level 7,
wow.
now we are level 8.
I would like you to end the adventure a little higher level than level 7. I digress. Thank y'all for your support. I'm gonna roll a d5 for.
Could you, hey Tommy, real quick, could you refresh your Discord connection, like out and in, because it's like cutting in and out for me.
Yes, we'll do. Bwam, boom, bwam.
Thank you,
All
sir.
Anybody want to go first on the in character for the hero point, or nah?
I had a thing, but
Okay, I'll roll a d5 for it, I suppose. And looks like first up is Ionia.
Whew. Well, I had a lot of time to prep this, so I'm playing Ionia Essel, a mostly human occultist. Feeling pretty good about this last combat after 6 levels of doing basically nothing in combat. Really feel like I did a lot there, carried my weight. So feeling pretty good about that. So I'm kind of just riding that high right now.
As you should.
Yeah. After the combat, she would have gathered up trophies from all of the things she killed and made a little altar to her orcish ancestor Krinder, who she's prayed to before, and kind of offered those and thanked him for lending her his strength and all of that. But I did not have time to write something, so just pretended that I did.
Good enough, works for me, and it was great. We all loved it. And take your hero point. And anybody want to volunteer for the go next?
Am I still cursed?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go.
All right.
I play Kalira Ashling, halfling barbarian, half-elf barbarian, superstitious ilk, and I guess at this point she kind of feels like hate witches. That's it.
Good enough.
Because she doesn't have much other thoughts going through her head
We're really making up for the last time the in character was 40 minutes. This time it's I feel this way. Good. Anybody want to volunteer for the go next?
yeah, I'll go. I mean, I wrote something. The timing's a little weird because a lot just happened right now. I expected this to not be quite as advanced, and then we would like end last session like in town. So I suppose time-wise, this reflection would have taken place in that very, very brief lull before made it out here.
Okay, sure.
If that's okay.
Works for me.
So, try as he might to stay distracted on other things, Artoris' thoughts had continued to wander back to the helm. He remembered the burning hatred that his parents had spoken of the Hell Knights with, and he remembered the rage and fear that had consumed him whenever he had seen them from a distance. It had been some time since he had come into contact, however brief, with any of their orders, and this was the first time in even longer he had had a conversation with a knight. And once again, despite his attempts to focus on what they put his parents through, or the grotesque mockery of a face that had been cobbled together to deliver the words, Artoris found that familiar feeling when he thought back on his on his conversation with the fallen knight. Kinship. He felt the pull to his homeland stronger now, much as he had in his younger days. The insatiable curiosity of knowing that there are others like you elsewhere, just over the horizon. A place where order reigns supreme and the dissidents are dealt with appropriately. Arcturus caught himself. He wondered if such thoughts had consumed the minds of those that his parents had run from his country to begin with, and silently apologized. Clearly, there is an admirable sentiment here, Arcturus concluded, though it must be tempered with reason. The Order of the Pyre being here was both the best and worst case scenario. If any Hell Knight were to have a problem with Ionia, it would certainly be them. That put us at odds. But in a certain way, that was liberating. Should it come to a question of Ionia's safety, there would be no doubt in Arcturus' mind of his allegiance. But that failed to lessen the respect Arcturus felt for their conviction and unwavering commitment to duty. Pausing a moment and closing his eyes, Arcturus prayed not to be put at odds with the knights, and that the agents of order in these lands remain united above all else in our shared fight against the forces of chaos. And speaking of that, when the knight, when that paladin, shimmered next to me, I had, kind of, for a brief moment, hoped it was, a Hell Knight coming to help. That's in character what I believed. And then she slashed me with a greatsword, and I realized that it didn't really matter who it was. So that was my reflection. It would have taken place before that, I suppose.
Roger. You got it.
And I'm playing Arcturus. I'm an Inquisitor of Abadar, about to undergo some big changes with a kingdom turn. So we'll go over that later.
All right, works for me. Take that hero point, buddy. And anybody want to go next?
Kato will go.
All right, guys, let's hear those class features.
Yeah, God damn it, you ruined my surprise. So I'm playing Kato Sicarius. I am now level 8. So let me. I'm a human Teldan, noble, sword lord, sword scion thing. I've reached my 4th swashbuckler level, which is giving me some pretty cool stuff. So, however, there is some flavor behind it. So Kato's, devastating blow that he struck against the Troll King, he learned, he now has a feel for making very precise, very pointed attacks towards vital organs and other areas of the of enemies, as he's been kind of working on dishing out more deadly blows. So as a swashbuckler level 4, I gain a combat feat this level. So Kato now knows the Vital Strike combat feat, allowing me to deal extra damage, extra weapon damage rolls if I make a single attack using a full action. So it's not quite coup de grace strength, of course, but of course they don't have to be helpless to use it against them. So in addition, because this is my 4th swashbuckler level and it's my preferred class, I've gained my 4th quarter of panache. So I now have 1 more point of panache in my reservoir.
All right, good enough for me. And if that's all, then we go to, I guess it's just Senya now, huh? Right?
It is, yeah. So I play Senya, the Black Stag, MacLeod, the Barbarian, Geminid Invoker. Senya's dealt with a lot these couple of sessions. Divicos seemed as bullheaded as ever. And stormed off into the Stolen Lands to fight whatever it is he wants to fight by himself. And she's kind of she's annoyed that Divicos is in a lot of ways more difficult than Kato in his stubbornness. But she was, and she's sad that she wasn't able to convince him to join forces, and at the same time she's very, very sad that a split-second decision on her part probably cost Jad his life. So she's kind of reflecting on that, and she wants to do an act of last rites to take a pilgrimage to the Temple of the Elk with Jad's body and bury him there. So that's where her mind is at the moment.
Pieces He's been very churned up by black tentacles. All right, cool. And hero point is yours as we pick up. The combat is over. Everybody kind of just stops, breathes. Dazia moves over to Jod's body, sits down next to it, closes her eyes. And the floor is y'all's.
Senya does the same.
I will use my last few rounds of rage to attack the nearest spellcaster next to me. Who's that? Thing is moving. For a second.
What are you
going? Something's going on with keeps scrolling up.
I remember so long ago when Jod wanted to chase you, and now you're just running away again. The nearest spellcaster would be Ionia, from where or like maybe Dazia.
How many seconds of rage did you have?
I have 4 rounds of rage.
It's about 30 seconds.
So you would have had to. There would have been time to react to that though, because he had to move through the difficult terrain to get. So we would have seen him charging at either Ionia or the Eru.
Yeah, everybody can tell that Kalira's not in her right state of mind.
Oh boy. Do I get to test out Vital Strike?
Did I? If we want to make this mechanical, I still have the initiative.
His initiative is before mine.
Yeah, but he would have had. He was down in the water, like in the. And so he had to move through like 60 feet of difficult terrain to get to.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have been able to attack.
Actually attack.
I mean, if I see you charging me, yeah, I'm gonna run.
Okay, so let's.
Minoru is gonna try to trip you.
Let's see, she was there. Okay, that seems to be where we're going. Kalira, your turn.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I would. I guess I could. Was it like 60 feet?
Mm-hmm.
Or I can only move like 30, so I can only go like this far or something. Like
you're not hasted this turn, so it would only be like 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 30 to like double move wading through the water.
This is immediately after combat, right?
This is probably actually what probably happens is nothing I said happened yet. This is we just keep moving.
Right after our
combat is still going.
The dwarf or the halfling.
All right, Sanya, you're up. You don't know exactly what's happening, but it's clear that Kalira is not in her right state of mind right now.
So this is still like where if I were to move this way, that would be difficult terrain.
Yeah.
Okay. So Senya's gonna move through the difficult terrain to kind of hereish.
Alrighty.
But she's not gonna do anything else. She's just gonna prepare herself for Kalira's inevitable possible approach.
Kalira's inevitable possible approach. Alright, Ionia, you're on.
Okay, so
I think you better run.
With yeah, okay, so I'm gonna cast Vanish on myself.
Okay.
Give me 1 second, get my character sheets open again. Okay. And I had cast Pass Without a Trace on the whole party before the combat, which should still be writing because I think that's a matter of hours.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm leaving no footprints. And I am invisible. And I'm going to move. Is this all difficult terrain?
This part is not like anywhere where the ground is like yellow is not difficult terrain, but this is difficult terrain. Moving through the water is.
And I'm still hasted. So that was my haste movement, and then I have 20 more.
Alrighty. So then, while she's running away, it goes to Kato.
Kato's going to. Oh wait, so is the tentacles are gone, right?
Yes, because I deleted them. Yes, sure. Time got
Oh,
wibbly wobbly.
All right, I'm going to just kind of move up a little. 5, 10, 15. Kind of up here behind Senya. I'm going to scream over at Kalira. Snap out of it, woman! The fight is over. We've won. What's wrong with you? And then noticing she's clearly looking kind of cray-cray, I'm going to attempt to intimidate.
Alrighty.
Bold.
So I'm going to say, I said, stop right there, or I'll make you.
That's intimidating. Yeah.
That's probably exactly how he says it. Or I'll make you.
Oh, that's perfect. I'm not even upset about that. I love that. That's amazing.
And Arcturus.
I'm going to. I'm confused right now. So, well, no. I saw fried. I'm gonna say the witch did something to her, and then otherwise hold my action until after to see what Kalira does.
Alrighty. Kalira, make a will save.
See if Kato snapped you out of it.
No, it's more like Dazia looks up, sees this is happening, and incants the same thing that she did at Hargulka, and Kalira, you are paralyzed on the spot.
Ooh, time to coup de grace.
And make a will save again at the top of your turn. You remain paralyzed on the spot. And Senya.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, 20 still. I forgot. 20 is not her DC. God damn. So strong.
He's very strong.
Yeah, it's 5, 10, 15. This
That would be 5, 15, 25. Moving through the
25?
water. Yeah.
okay. And can she do a disarm?
Yes.
Yeah. Get that Fey, deaf to all Fey out of her hands.
Actually, that's not what I'm wielding.
Oh.
So she's gonna disarm her.
Down it goes.
The greatsword with the ominous thing on it.
Gotcha.
It ominously splooshes.
Okay, cool. All right, she's paralyzed, disarmed. This isn't helping the actual situation, though.
And Ionia.
What do we do?
Dude, I forgot. The paladin should have been shaking for a whole minute when I crit with that thing. Totally forgot.
Damn. Well, she was basically dead. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, man, it's no big deal.
She
Give me one
smushed
second.
Jad's head like a melon.
Don't
Poor
remind me.
Jad.
Why did the anti-paladin have such a hard-on for
He was
killing
good.
Jad?
Yeah, it's good.
I know, but
She was not.
For the same reason a paladin would just fucking not stop killing anything that was evil.
Pretty much. Anyway, Ionia, want to do anything?
lift the spell curse.
I already spent my level 3 spell slot, so I don't have to spell magic anymore, and my unraveling is touch. So
Well, she's paralyzed and disarmed.
I will start coming back that way, I guess.
We should probably restrain her.
Oh, don't worry. I'm going to knock her on. Hopefully knock her out here. I'm going to do what Divicos did to me.
He's gonna sick his mastodon on her.
Push him in the mud.
So that's as far as I can make it back this turn.
Alright, it
And I'm
goes
still
good.
invisible.
All right, so I'm going to just full round move for now. Right here. And enter my total defense stance, just in case.
Alrighty, Arcturus want to do anything?
Nah.
Daz is fine where she is too. And Kalira, one more will save. And Senia.
I guess I'm gonna trip her.
Okay. As a small point of order, Ksenia is smart. Kalira is standing in enough water and is a medium creature that she can't hold her breath right now.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Actually, Senya thinks that it's probably prudent to restrain her. And she's gonna take out her rope. And she's gonna, what is that, grapple?
Okay, sure.
You'll have to move up, but I think just move up beside Kato and grapple.
Yeah, right over there.
Alrighty.
Where's... What is grapple? Sorry.
CMB.
CMB.
Alrighty, that should definitely beat the CMD of a paralyzed person. It'll take about a minute to get her all the way tied up, but you start doing so. And Ionia.
Spell that magic.
Okay, so Minoru is going to move here, and I will move here. And I imagine Dispel or the Unravel is going to break my invisibility.
Yes.
Okay. I'll go ahead and do it anyway.
She's disarmed, bound, and paralyzed. I think you're
I know,
safe.
it's really scary.
Unless you unbounded the paralyzed.
I'm sure this works because I haven't used it before. Okay, so it looks like it just works as Dispel Magic. So it'd be versus my spell save DC, right?
That would be Dispel Magic. You make a caster level check.
What exactly is that?
There should be in the spell tab, there should be a caster level spot. If you click on that, it'll roll it for you.
Under spellcasting?
Yeah, it should be somewhere over there.
On the top, right there. Yep.
Just hit like my occultist 7.
Technically occultist 8. So one higher, and I'm gonna double check the DC. You can also, if your caster level check is higher than the DC of that spell, it ends. And the DC of that spell was okay. Yeah, it is good enough. Kalira,
lucky.
Ionia, if you'd like to flavor that.
The spell.
Not kill.
Just smack her real hard.
Knock it the fuck off!
Well,
Let's
this
just say
is,
you
this
saved.
is from an
You just saved.
implement. What were you saying, Val?
I was just gonna say you just saved Kalira from a really bad headache she was about to have.
So as she's being restrained and held by everybody, Ionia just comes over with her holy symbol of Abadar and like says a prayer and like touches the soul symbol really quick to her forehead and then like kind of jumps back a little bit.
Alrighty, and Kalira, your intelligence is returned.
Kalira, still raging, goes, I fucking hate witches! But, almost got your head off. You can let me go now. I'm fine.
I think we should probably keep her tied up just for a bit, just to be sure.
Yeah, I would appreciate that. She seems angry with me.
At least come out of rage before we let her go.
Yeah, I'll drop my rage. I am now fatigued. For so long.
Senya gingerly unties the ropes.
As this is going on, Arcturus is probably the only one who sees it. Dazia is trying to get the pieces of Jod in one place. It's kind of difficult. Some of his head has been like Thanos snapped. So in some cases, we're like scooping ashes up.
While they're doing that, I just want to say to Kalira, you were cursed just now, you know.
Yeah, kind of my whole issue with witches.
Right, and you know what I just did?
Yeah, you uncursed me.
You're welcome.
Can't even bring herself to say thank you.
That's how you say thank you in Elven. Mm.
I can keep doing that when you get cursed, you know.
Well, don't expect me to get cussed too many times, okay?
Hey, I'm just saying, you got cursed this time, and if you kill me, I can't undo it.
I don't necessarily want to kill you, okay?
You charged me.
I was upset and I didn't really think straight. It's just
A while back,
y'all looked pretty
now.
you looked pretty evil at the time. I just have to say, you looked pretty fearsome.
All I'm saying is this is the second time now you've come at me.
What? No.
Yeah, there was
The
a
first
time on
time
the
I was
island
trying
too.
Yeah, I was trying to help you then. I wasn't trying to kill you.
You don't help people by swinging your sword at them.
Sure, I do.
All right. You two can make up later. We need to collect our poor Jod. And how's our Rixie friend doing?
She looks fine. A little, probably about as beat up as everybody, but she's like.
Sorry, what was her name again?
Her name is Dazia.
Dazia, we owe you a great debt for helping us today.
She looks up, her head cocks over your direction. Just, I can bring him back if you'd like. It's the reagents are expensive, and he may not return in the form that he. She looks down. He may not return as a human, but I can bring him back.
Yeah, I'm going to say let him stay dead. That sounds really good right about now.
Well, I think Senya probably knows better than any of us what he and maybe what his deity would think of that.
Knowledge religion check.
Yeah, I guess I could do that.
I mean, she should know, right? Just
Yeah, she should. She doesn't have to roll. Senia knows. Like,
Well,
Jod, Rastal doesn't frown upon, like, let me get a knowledge nature check really quickly. Or spellcraft from, like, the whole squad. Okay, Arcturus, when Dazia says that Dazia can bring back Jod, but he might look a little different, she is referring to reincarnation. She would be able to give Jod a, basically, in her case, asking like the spirits directly to form a new body for him, a fresh, young adult body. But the odds of him coming back as a human are like slim to none. He'd be just as likely to come back as anything else. It would set you guys back about 1,000 gold worth of reagents to, like, words are hard, to pay for the spell. And then the hard part about it comes from all of you remember when it dawns on you that it's reincarnate. That's what happened to Tartusio when he became Tartuk. When a gnome became a kobold and didn't know how to deal with it. So he ruined a bunch of kobold tribes. So as far as Jod goes, it will be an ordeal. It will be jarring. Erastil's fine with it. Most deities are, given that, like, Jod has very clearly died before his time. That said,
it is expensive. High Priest, what is your take?
1,000 gold is not really all that much. Tartuk, it seems like, didn't have anybody to guide him through the change. Jod would have us.
Jod died in glorious battle. Why would you take that from him? It's a great honor.
That's something your god cares about. We don't. I mean, Senya might know if his god cares about that, but I think it's worth having the discussion.
Whatever he would be brought back as, it wouldn't be Jod. I think, with some regret, he has earned his rest, and he should.
Get your conspiracy theories going, guys.
No, they're churning. They're churning hard
I mean,
right
what
now.
do you want? Like, he's gonna come back as like a little bunny, and it's like, okay, we have Jod.
Oh, I think
like,
it's gonna be a humanoid.
Yeah, it will definitely be humanoid, but he can come back as like a
could be
kitsune or a rat folk or Kingu
Or kobold.
or a kobold of all things.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't want to I know for me, and this is coming from Kato's. This isn't me out of character. This is in character Kato. If Kato had gone down in battle and had been brought back and was like a kobold or like a rat person, like something, he would just be like, "You should have just left me dead." He'd be like traumatized.
While we're having this discussion, if I ever die and the only way to bring me back is reincarnation, I'm for it.
Well, I know because
Yeah, because you're a
It'd be
witch.
so
You're a
neat
witch.
to be something else.
ugh.
That goes
It's
without
an
saying.
entirely new perspective on life.
Mhm.
And having seen what Tartuk did and became, also, yeah, that's going to kind of bias Kato's perspective of that spell.
But again,
So
Tartak didn't have
don't-
anyone
yeah,
to
but
help. He ran from the people who were trying to support him.
and who knows, Jod may deny our help and run away in horror and become some. We don't know how he's going to react. And honestly, I know Kato,
Well, like,
in character, Kato would react horribly to this. So that's his perspective from a personal point of view.
I'm just saying, in my personal will. I'm
Okay,
cool for
you're cool with that.
It's a good time to break out the last will and testament of the
Yeah.
Reclaimers.
Well, I mean, we could put it if there. Yeah. So I think Esker's an objection. Kato's an objection. Kalira seemed to be an objection.
Kalira's picking through the remains.
Oh,
of,
man.
I default to Senya's judgment on this one.
As much as Erastil encourages renewal, I do think that Jod was Jod, and we would be taking that away from him if we were to bring him back. Let his body feed the land. Let him fuel the renewal of these lands. I will take his body to the Temple of the Elk, and I will bury him there and honor his last rites there.
Man, you guys are no fun.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Cynthia. Someone finally speaks sense in this group. This is why you make a good war sister. Anyway, anybody want a slightly used plate armor with eyeballs? I'm thinking this might be nice, right?
Was the
That'd be
name of
nice on you.
was
It'd
the
be
name of
pretty
that
nice on-
Erastil thing? Was it Archer's Day?
You might have to get it resized.
Yeah,
because it's-
yeah. Archer's Day.
He didn't trust my word.
I just want to make it known to the party that every Archer's Day we will have a remembrance
A large
For-
feast in his honor.
There we go.
for Jod.
We will call it Jod's Archer Day.
Yes. The
Might be a little heretical.
Okay, that's true. Just Archer's Day, but then we'll have an honoring to him as part of the ceremony
we'll
each
call
year.
it Jod's feast, and
The Feast of
porridge will
Jod.
flow.
Porridge will flow.
And the porridge will flow.
Rest well, old friend. Senya, you do what you must. We leave you to that, or we leave that to you. I assume you would want some alone time.
Yeah, I guess I can do that during Kingdom term.
Would you like to pick through your fellow witches' vestments? I don't know what you call them. I think some of it's not covered in blood, like a piece of it, maybe. So, you can have
Well,
all of
even
that.
the things that are covered in blood, we could learn something from.
I'm sure you could.
So, what kind of loot did we get?
Oh, we got some loot. So
My favorite part.
I was totally in Sanctified Slayer mode. I didn't use Judgment that whole.
What? You forgot to lay down the
Could have been
judgment
healing
on
myself every
anti-paladin?
turn.
Whew. I
Yeah,
kept forgetting
that's my
about my
bad.
potions too.
Yeah, hate to
Damn,
see it.
dude.
Yeah, I
That's
forgot about
like,
my potions until Tibor started chugging them each turn, and I'm like, oh shit, I have one of those.
Yeah, even after that, I only
don't
remember
have-
one.
Well, apparently my will save sucked this particular combat, so I guess I could have been healed, but I wasn't counting on being healed. That's why I was checking.
Well, you only passed will saves when they were beneficial.
No,
You fit-
I got dumb defied.
No, I mean you only passed when it was a beneficial effect.
Dumb defied.
Dumb.
No, I got healed
Defied.
twice because her DC's so freaking high.
That's right.
She is V powerful.
Potential
Alrighty, we
pass.
got a a lot of the treasure is kind of like incidental.
Yeah, it's
So just
A lot
all
of it is
those.
like, if you would like some particularly large javelin-shaped sticks, we have those. Would you
Yeah.
like some particularly flail-shaped sticks? Got those. Oh, yeah.
Can we use them as building material?
This house is made of javelin-shaped sticks. Oh, good. Argelka has quite a bit of stuff on it. He has a +1 suit of hide armor for a large creature. It probably smells horrible. A +1 thundering morning star made of dark wood. There is a rusty key located inside a skull on his bracelet. He also has I'm just gonna write the necklace of fireballs out, because I don't think it's a real necklace of fireballs. I think it's just bits and pieces of one. And he's got 1 8d6. Whoops, not 18d6. No. 1 8d6, 2 4d6, 3 2d6 fireballs, and yeah. Our paladin friend had, let's see here, where is your gear, friendo?
Yeah, I'm super curious what this armor he was
I
wearing.
wonder if that could that dark wood be repurposed?
Probably with enough crafting and stuff. Let's see here, where is your gear, friend?
It's also magic.
Probably be better
Worth
just
a
to sell
lot.
it.
Yeah, it's worth a +1 thundering darkwood Morningstar, large size.
The anti-paladin had, I'm in the wrong chat, oopsie poopsie, a +1 greatsword, more words, more noises. What's my word? Is that a +1 suit of full plate? And I think that's it. They didn't really have a whole heck of a lot of much on them.
So the armor was just decorative then? The
Yeah. Just-
eyeballs and stuff?
Just strange flavor text.
Still
She
full plate though. It's nice.
literally had googly eyes glued to
Mhm.
+1 full plate though. It's pretty sick.
Our oracle friend had a little more. A wand of cure light wounds, or rather cure moderate wounds,
Ooh.
with 19 charges.
Come here, Arbiter.
+1 dagger,
Too bad the dude doesn't like to use wands.
an amulet.
Yep.
Oh, there's a whole. Just get me to this
There's a-
kingdom state, guys.
Amulet natural armor +1, a cloak of resistance +1. She was much better geared.
Cloak of
Oh
resistance.
wow.
Ooh.
Take it.
A headband of alluring charisma +2.
I think everybody would.
Nah.
Probably would want that thing.
I have a special cloak that I'm having commissioned soon, so
Oh,
I'm not gonna weigh in on the resistance cloak. I do want the headband of alluring charisma though. That was actually one of the items I was gonna ask what's her name to make for me before she got chased off by Hell Knights.
Where she got chased off by Hell Knights.
What's the amulet of NA?
Natural armor.
Natural armor.
And there is a masterwork longbow.
We could put that on manure.
Well, and
Wear it like a crown.
yeah.
I guess I should ask. I say masterwork longbow, but is Jod buried with his gear?
Oh, I would say. I mean, Kalira would be all about burying him with his bow.
It's just a masterwork bow. It's not.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
see
I
why
would-
not.
Yeah,
I
I'd
wouldn't.
bury
I
him.
wouldn't
I
strip
would
him.
I would
Alright.
be in favor of that.
Then I will leave all of Jod's gear where it's at.
Unless he has anything of like magical.
No, no. You just had to do it. No.
I'm just curious, what is his
John
gear?
John was actually wearing a +3 mithril.
Right, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It didn't help him.
It did not. No, it didn't. He got fucked up. The trolls don't really have anything on them, I don't think. I will go double check. But why would they? No, most of their stuff's probably back home. And yeah, that's the loot table.
So
We can sort through that post session.
We can, yeah.
Let's go home.
Yeah.
Though, before we do Kingdom Turn stuff, I am going to grab that headband because it's going to help with our Kingdom Turn rolls. Because I use Charisma for our.
Does anybody
Where
have
are
a
you
problem
getting
with
it
them taking
from?
the charisma headband? I don't think anybody has a problem with that.
No.
Oh, wait.
He
Oh,
posted
one
it in the-
dropped. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Totally missed that. Yeah, of course. That's yours.
Headband of Alluring Charisma. All right, so I'm going to
Yeah, that's-
snake that.
That's your crown.
That's my crown.
I have one more strength now.
Nice.
21.
21. All right, cool.
So I'm going to update my this.
17 right now. Give me a couple minutes.
Give me another rage. Okay, works for me.
And that gives me another point of panache as well, because every 2
Mhm.
Charisma gives me 1 panache. So I'm up to 6 panache now, baby. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
What
yeah.
you gonna do with all that panache?
More post.
More boasts.
Alrighty.
Though I did 0. No, I did 1. I got 1 parry off all fight against the that 1 attack on the owl bear. That was amazing. Good, go, Kato.
Turns out sweet duelist form isn't very effective against huge.
I know,
Right.
right? It's like, yeah,
Indeed.
-4 kind of hurts that a lot.
Alrighty. So y'all make your way back to Roostin. At some point, Dazia turns to all of you after the job thing is decided. And just, I will return to my people. You can expect trade soon. And she walks and step, starts flying.
Well fought. Well
The
fought.
bill will be in the mail.
Does she laugh?
You will always have a friend here, he says as she takes off.
Always.
You'll always have a friend.
Well fought, lizard witch.
And you as well, half-elf dog.
Oh,
Ooh.
Careful of my bite, darling.
She smiles
Oh.
real big, and her teeth are about as big as daggers. And you will always have a friend amongst my people as well. And I think it's time for another 3-hour combat that gets in the way of here in the next Kingdom turn.
Yeah.
please no.
On
Let's-
the way back, Death Knights march through the town.
The Hell Knights are here.
Oops. Roostin has been spared the force of the attack because all of you went out to meet it. And normalcy, quote unquote, returns. If you would like to all remember how Kingdom turns work, now's a great time to do that.
Oh yeah,
I roll something. I remember.
we roll stuff. All right.
How long ago did I place that order for that crossbow? It was I don't remember how long ago.
Don't
it was, but
remember.
It was before the whole hoopla with the
all this took
with the
off,
trolls.
right?
Yeah.
So it'll come back within the Kingdom turn process happening.
Most likely, yeah.
Also, I would real quick before we actually jump ahead and skip the month and stuff. It would be a good time for everyone to put in purchasing orders.
Yeah,
to
that's
spend-
what I was getting
to-
at.
I probably will order something, but I don't know what that something is yet, so we'll have to run from that.
Had 2 weeks to think about it.
I would. Yeah. I would. I'd like. Is the Smith done yet? Or is it still-
It will probably be done at the end of next Kingdom turn.
All right. Because I got a special commission there, and I'm gonna have to get some more. I'm gonna need some more donkey rats. Shit.
Yeah, he
All
got
right.
him.
I'm gonna go. We'll go with. I need a runner shirt. I'd like to ask Jod for a runner shirt.
For a quick runner shirt.
Jod, huh?
I mean, Jod. For
Too soon.
Tough.
Too soon, man.
Too soon.
Talk to his brother. Oleg.
I don't know why I find that hilarious that they were brothers, but I digress.
And I'm gonna.
Yeah, you guys can probably reasonably. Rooston has grown enough that something on the order of a quick runner shirt is probably available, like in town.
Oh, sweet. How much is that?
1,000 gold, if I remember correctly.
Sold.
Yeah, it's 1,000.
Nice.
Where do we stand on how acquirable would a cracked ion stone be?
Probably pretty darn.
Pretty darn.
Yeah. Just a crappy little iron stone, you can get one.
Cracked.
Yeah, man.
All right,
ain't got
I would
enough.
like to. I'm going to place an order for. In addition to the crossbow, I have a +1 mithril agile breastplate that I'm placing in order.
Okay.
An efficient quiver,
Alrighty.
a cracked magenta prism, and a cracked pink and green sphere. Assume all of that would have to be out of town.
Yeah, probably.
All your stuff's all dinged up, man. What's going on over there?
You'll see. Don't you worry about it.
Alrighty. Anybody else got any orders they want to place?
Yes. So I'm going to put in the order for my the one I was originally going to give to Oleg, but then we wasn't going to be able to get it back in time for the battle. Was the mithril chain coat.
Ah, yes.
And how much is it? So that will cost 4,000 and change. And then how much is it to get it in? How much is armor to enchant up levels?
Less than weapons. Let me look at the table really quickly.
Yeah, I'm looking right now.
Okay, you got it.
Oh, I'm trying to find it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had one more thing while you looked at it.
I'm trying to find it. I just don't
wand-
know where to look.
A wand of
I got
vanish.
That's easy enough too.
Okay, cool.
Incoming.
So armor to get a +2 would be another 4,000. Cool. So I would like to put in an order for a +2 mithril chain coat.
Okay. And so you do.
That will cost me 8,000 and what's a chain coat? 75?
I believe so.
4,000 for mithril, 4,000 for +2, and then the coat is 75. Okay. And that leaves us with, how much did we all have to spend? It was 8,000 from, and then the loot that we split, right? 8,000 from the 2 build points we gave everybody. And then it was another 2,000.
Where are you getting the 2,000 from?
Remember we had all that loot that we were offloading?
Oh,
No.
we haven't liquidated that.
We
haven't
haven't
done that.
we haven't done that yet though. Okay, so can we do that now as part of this shopping? How much would that be? Because I want to buy belt too, and I think I'll have enough if we liquidate the loot.
I mean, are we liquidating everything? Is there anything we want to keep?
I want to keep the wand of magic missiles and the wand of cure moderate that we just got. Other than that, well, and the cloak.
Is the
we
wand
still
of
have to
magic
divvy that.
missiles on the loot sheet?
It might be 0. Did I take it back? Should be on there. I just don't know if I technically took
I
it.
might have moved it because you said you didn't want it anymore. I probably did.
Did what with it?
I probably took it off your thing and put it back on the
Oh, okay.
loot thing.
I don't see any wands.
Huh?
We have lots of wands.
Oh wait, hold on, I found
Wands
them.
have their own section.
Yeah, the wand of magic missiles we have 0
Okay,
on the
so I
sheet
took
right
that
now.
back. Okay. How How many charges is that?
That is 27 charges.
Caster level.
Caster level 3.
Oh no, I didn't take it off because you said you gave it to.
I almost disintegrated it to wipe the ooze off of myself, but
So
then
You gave it to Ionia in Disgust or something like that, wasn't it? Something like that.
Can we sell this shitty ring of Speak with Animals?
Yes.
it'll always conjure up bad memories.
Oh my god.
Is the yeah. Oh, and that's worth so much too.
It's for 10,000 gold.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Okay, is there anything else on the sheet? Does anybody want the +1 longsword? Any of the other ones? Any of the scrolls?
No. You don't want any of those scrolls?
I mean, I always forget that they're there, and most of this stuff I can just do. So.
How much?
Saves
What
you
are
a
the
spell slot, though,
here?
right?
I gotta open that. I gotta look myself. Might want.
I mean,
one of
yeah,
those.
but I don't really have an issue with that because I have all of my like mental focus and crap too. So usually isn't a problem.
Okay.
Because like haste, as an example, we have a scroll of haste, but I can do the quickness like so many times. I have 14 mental focus, so I could do it that many times if we really needed to. Scroll of grease we'll probably never use. Unless anybody wants to be enlarged, we have 2 enlarged person scrolls. We have 2 scrolls of endure elements.
Those could
Disguise self
definitely
I can
be-
do.
We should keep
As
disguise
is-
stealth. We should keep comprehend languages.
I think the enlarged ones we should
The,
definitely keep.
the scrolls aren't even worth all that much anyway.
Exactly.
The only one that's worth a lot is the Scroll of Haste, is worth a fair bit.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the numbers of like the amount of scrolls we have over. I'm going to move over into column I and then replace those with a 0 just so we can get a full like it'll calculate the gold correctly for what we're selling.
Okay. Also, Arcturus, you're not using that that scale mill anymore, right? It still has a claim to you on the sheet.
Oh yeah, no, get rid of that. That's back in the list. Party loot. The liquidate
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
I
so
haven't
we can
sold
add,
that myself or anything.
we can add change that back to a 1, because that's 4,000 gold or something.
Oh hell yeah.
Or 2,000.
What are
Oh,
thunderstones?
damn.
It's a few thousand. I lost it.
They do. It's like a grenade.
Yeah, 2,050.
Do we want to hang on to those?
Probably. How are they
mean,
worth a lot?
Yeah.
Not
No,
really.
We should then. Were
What-
those the things that the ogre or the troll king?
no. We don't have any of that stuff on here yet.
Oh,
Right.
okay. Well,
Yeah,
then
we could
no.
still. We have a
Screw it.
plus, and then like from other things we could sell. There's the +1 hide armor, that Morning Star, the +1 great sword, +1 full plate. If no one wants to use these,
No one can use any of that stuff except for the hide. The other that stuff is large anyway. So
right, the hide armor is large. Sanya can use the full plate, but I think the heavy armor she wants to use is better for her. What are you currently using right now, Sanya? You have heavy lamellar, right?
Masterwork Lamellar.
that's better than full plate.
Because of the dex penalty,
Oh,
I think. We worked it out that the lamellar was good for her because of it has not as much of a dex penalty for heavy armor, I think. Let's take a look. If it's an improvement, then if you don't mind wearing evil looking armor with googly eyes on it, that could possibly be good for you. All right, so let's see. Heavy lamellar is 7. Oh no, it gives a wait, you're using medium lamellar, aren't you? Senya?
Masterwork Lamellar armor. It doesn't say.
What material? Wasn't it horn?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's medium actually. So that's 5 + 3, whereas full plate would give you 9 + 1. So full plate would be better for you by a few AP or a few AC.
Okay.
So it's an option for you.
I mean, we could Can I modify the googly eyes into something else?
We got a Smith. We got a
You got a
Smith.
Smith coming up. We can make it all rastily looking if you want.
Why would you want to, though?
I know, right?
And it's a +1, so it would give, that's actually 10 +1 dex, 11 AC versus what you currently have is giving you 8.
Okay.
So yeah, I would give Senya
That's,
the
I was
if no
gonna
one
say
else.
that's got to be an upgrade if she's proficient with it.
Yeah, she picked up fighter level, so she can do heavy armor now.
Yeah,
Is it taking which armor? The full
+1 full plate.
Yeah, and I'll just put this in the party loot.
Oh, your lamellar, your masterwork lamellar. Okay. So the +1 greatsword is worth.
I mean, I could actually use that.
2,000.
I could actually use that greatsword, because they're like to upgrade because I probably don't want this ominous thing because I kind of do that anyway. So I'd like to get maybe put another enchantment on that greatsword.
Sell the ominous.
And sell the ominous.
That would be a net gain, because the ominous is a +2 equivalent weapon, right?
Mm.
Where did we get the ominous sword?
I got it from some eldritch horror in the tower.
Remember, we all got a special. You got your scales.
Oh, it was out of the bag. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna repair Death to All Face soon, I imagine, aren't you? Maybe at some point. Maybe not.
I'll put that on the party, bro.
Party.
Don't lay claim to that blade. Only holding it. So I guess I'll pay. What is it? I have to pay half the value of it. And I'll put half the value of the sword in. Take that. Isn't that right? I forgot what it was.
Yeah.
What's and that's 2,000 and something sword.
From a +1 ominous sword.
No, the +1 sword.
That'd be
+1 great sword.
2,000. 2,000 and whatever a great sword's worth.
Whatever a masterwork great sword is, which is like couple hundred, 300 and something. So it's basically 2,300.
The masterwork cost is included in a +1 enchantment.
Oh.
Sick.
Yeah.
Ooh.
A great sword's only worth 8, so
208 gold.
Oh.
Or not 208. What I even 2,008 or 100,004.
So yeah, I'll take 1,004 out of mine and put it into the party loop.
Did anybody take the? Okay, hold on. So what all has been claimed? The great sword. What else? The headband.
Full plate.
Full plate. Okay.
And the headband of alluring charisma.
Oh, I took the wand. Cure minor wounds.
Cure moderate wounds.
Moderate, yeah.
Okay, so we still need to put on the sheet the +1 dagger, the amulet of +1 natural armor, the cloak of resistance +1, the hide armor, and the thundering darkwood morningstar, right?
Yes. Wait,
real quick. Did we make Tibor? Did you just put in money for that +1 grades?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have to do that.
That's cool, dude. That's fine.
Because I'm pretty sure, like, if it's an item that really is just for you.
But I mean, technically, I already have a plus. I have a better sword, so I feel kind of cheesy taking.
All right.
Two.
But
I appreciate it.
But you're taking one to sell, and you're going to sell the other, so it ends up being more beneficial.
Oh, right. But he's going to keep. I assume he's going to keep the proceeds of the other one for himself. So
yeah,
that's why he feels compelled.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I just got this magic sword.
That's true.
From the DM, I didn't get it from the party loot.
Fair enough. No, you're right. You're right. I didn't actually.
Fair,
I didn't register. Yeah, that's totally fair. I don't even dispute that.
And then Senya, you're putting the masterwork armor back in.
Into party loot. We can sell it, I guess.
Someone, not me, because I don't want either of them, should take that amulet of natural armor and cloak of resistance. So we should use those, not sell those.
I could definitely
really
use
good.
the cloak of resistance, and I think we should give the amulet to Minoru.
What is
So
that-
Minaru
that
already
stack?
does Minaru already have natural armor because it doesn't stack with.
Yeah,
does.
he already
Does
has
it?
natural armor.
It does.
No.
Amulet of Natural Armor is an
Oh.
enhancement bonus to the already
Oh.
existing natural
Yeah, that's
armor,
what I thought.
so it does
Sick.
stack.
Okay, cool.
So that would be good on him or on me because I don't think I have anything that boosts my AC.
Oh,
and
I
I'm
thought
at-
you don't. You're not using that magic armor anymore.
Oh, do those not stack the natural armor and the?
No.
enhancement?
Oh,
bonus,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, let's give that to Minoru then.
Does natural armor and what stack? I'm sorry, one more time.
Her enchanted armor that
Yes,
she's
those
wearing.
stack. Natural armor is
Oh.
not an armor bonus; it's a natural armor bonus. So
Oh,
you
it
have both.
does.
Mhm.
Okay, then I'm gonna take it because Minoru's armor is already pretty high.
Well, wait, couldn't anyone have it then?
Oh,
could.
unless somebody else wants it, I guess.
But,
I mean,
but like
my
you,
AC is pretty crap.
I just assumed if we were giving it to the dog that nobody wanted it.
I didn't think. I thought it.
Thought it was just
work
the
with
best
armor.
fit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you had armor, it cancels out the natural armor thing. But
Not quite.
it's its own. It's kind of like if you have a shield AC and a dodge AC and and then there's natural, it's its own one. So I already have one of those. That's why I'm not asking for it. It's helpful to have. My guess would either be, or my recommendation would either be Kalira or Senya, because
I already have plans for my head slot. Or can
It's
I
not-
wear a helmet and that at the same time?
Yes.
amulet is neck. Yeah.
And a headband is your headband slot and not your head slot. So if Kato were to get a magic helmet, he could wear it over top.
I would have the circlet forged onto the helmet as like a, those kings, like the crowns, the helmets that are like from like medieval movies where the king has like a helmet that has like a kind of a crown like forged on top of it. That's kind of how I would.
I would rather have the cloak of resistance, so I could use both, but I'd rather have the cloak of resistance than the headband because my AC crappy.
No, it's an amulet, dude.
Or the amulet of I'd rather have this resistance than the natural armor because my AC, it's not really gonna matter because my AC is stupid low. And everything that hits me's got more to attack than my AC. So
Ionia actually has surprisingly decent AC that I learned in this combat, so she could.
I had a lot of buffs going on. My base AC is 16. Then I had the +4 shield bonus from shield and a +2 dodge bonus from haste. And then I guess I was just assuming that the +2 from the other thing was stacking, but it might not have now that I think about it.
the resistance is just on saves, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's just one to all your saving throws.
Yeah, that's
No more.
So yeah,
stu-
if I can get like all of my, if I have time to prepare, then my AC is really good. If I don't have time to prepare, then I'm spending combat turns boosting my AC.
I mean, somehow this feels like I'm not getting either of these items.
I mean, you want to roll off for it? I'll roll against you for it, bro. See,
I mean, I
that's-
really don't.
the
need
reason
either. I have
Esther
ways
dropped
of-
his armor. The reason Esther dropped his armor to begin with is he learned that like adding some incremental AC doesn't, unless you have enough of it to make a difference, doesn't actually have an impact. So I feel like Arcturus.
Yeah, but I'm
getting-
I'm reworking my whole character, remember?
Oh.
And that's not the case anymore.
Okay.
I honestly don't really need either
Well
of these.
I don't know what your character is all about,
Band-Aid.
so you got to speak for yourself.
Well, I'm just saying, like I could, either of these would be useful for me. I mean, realistically speaking, I'm a ranged character, so the AC is not as valuable on me. I'm like the only ranged character I think in the group, so I guess I can pass on that. But cloak, I'm a bit more interested in because, like reflex saves off of like a fireball or something. Like I would like to at least like the more I can improve my chances against reflex saves or saving throws rather, just generally.
Forward and reflex.
You want to just roll off for it?
Yeah, sure.
Just roll.
What are we
D20.
rolling? Alright.
D20. Look at that, right down the middle.
All yours.
Alrighty. So everything else is getting sold, yeah?
Who's taking the amulet?
So I was thinking either Ionia, Minoru, or Senya would probably be the one of you three would. All of you three could benefit from it. So maybe three of you roll off, or do we not? Does Minoru need it? That's a big
Minoru
question.
really
Or should-
probably doesn't need it because his
So.
his armor class is
Pretty in.
again,
Yeah.
with all of the buffs. His natural armor class is 20 with dire collar. That actually goes down to 19.
Why don't you two roll off?
Wait. I just remember we have a whole system under the claimed loot where we see who's claimed these kinds of situations. Tibor, are you saying that that greatsword should be in party loot and you're not actually claiming that, the Feybane?
Yeah.
Then let's sell it.
Okay.
That's my vote anyway. And actually,
Sell.
the scale mill can be removed from my list.
And these small things, Tibor, like the breastplate, and the longbow, I would just take those off. This is more for like the like magic items and crap like that.
Okay.
So you basically have like the +1 dagger that's worth anything.
Well, that's definitely getting sold. I think, right? We got no rogues in the party.
It's good.
But he was keeping it for the
Just had it for like a backup weapon.
in case you get disarmed.
Is that the +1 dagger we just got?
No, it's from
That's-
way.
Oh,
long
a
ago.
different one. Different one.
Yeah, so we
Okay.
have another.
This is the one from the tunnel with the spiders, if I recall.
I think it was even earlier than that.
Maybe.
And then Tibor, are you selling Feybane?
I mean, it's a group decision.
I think we
like,
should.
the only reason I was holding on to the Feybane is because I just had a feeling that there was going to be some badass Fey monster at some point that we're going to come across, but that could all just be a pipe dream.
I mean, it's a plus. In addition to Feybane, it's a +2 greatsword. Like, if we get that repaired, I mean, it's going to be a.
Just
sick
sell
weapon.
it, dude. Otherwise, I'm gonna make a stink about him having 13,000 gold tied into his thing and him still getting gear. And I know Tibor doesn't want that. Tibor wants the cloak rather than the sword that he can't even use right now. So let's just sell it.
Sell Feybane.
Yeah.
Or deaf to all Fey. Well, you know, I don't really have a opinion either way. So.
Okay.
All right. So I think that's everyone's sheets. Good enough. That rancer you have on Senya's sheet, that's not the one she got from the thing, though, is it? From the bag?
The rancer was.
She got an upgrade to hers.
Oh, that was earlier? Okay.
Yeah, the rancer that's on there, I think.
Nettles, isn't that Nettles?
That's Nettle's
No.
gift, yeah.
Oh, then she shouldn't have that on there. Well, should she? I mean, it was... Oh, that was when we completed the
Yeah,
quest for
that
Nettle.
was-
Oh, okay. Never... I thought that was the thing out of the bag. My bad.
No, that wasn't the thing where we all got a +1 from Oleg.
All right, I've added my headband to my claimed loot. So I've claimed a total of 8,020 so far. I think we're all pretty close to the same except for Kalira, who has that. Well,
And
it's
Arcane.
gone now.
Anything.
Oh yeah, and Arcturus is yeah,
The scale
he's
mill being redonated. That's
Yeah.
nothing.
We've basically had nothing.
So should I put
This is a
the
fun episode, guys.
I say we give.
Put the...
Let's give
Kalira
Arcturus
has the cloak now, so put that on...
should I put the armor on there too?
Yep.
In the claim.
the +1
plate, yeah.
full plate. Yep, for sure. So that's worth 2,000 and whatever full plate costs.
A lot.
It does cost a lot.
Surprisingly, yeah.
Surprisingly.
1,500. for full plate.
1,500, yeah. So
It's a lot of metal, man.
3,500 is the total for that.
Okay.
All right, so we've got that. We've got that.
Cloak of Resistance looks like it's 1,000 gold. Am I seeing
Sounds
that
about
right?
right. Is it 1,000, 2,000, something like that?
Yeah,
think
it looks like it's 1,000.
It is 1,000 for a +1. After all this time, we decide to sell Deaf to Alfei. I'm okay with it. It's a lot of gold coming our way.
Did Wolfe get moved back to the loot sheet?
It's already on the loot sheet. You just have to put the one next to it.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay, so from this new haul, we're selling the +1 hide armor, the +1 Thundering Darkwood Morningstar, +1 Greatsword, +1 dagger, and then Senya's Masterwork armor that she's been wearing.
Yep.
Do we have prices for those 5 items?
Easy to calculate here.
The dagger is 2002.
The hide armor is 2020.
Wait, you selling my stabbing dagger?
No,
the
it's
one
the
we
new
looted.
No,
dagger.
this is
The new
Still
dagger
have
that
that
we
one.
just looted.
What if I want to shank a dude, you know?
You already have one.
You're covered on the shanking front.
All right.
Unless you want to claim the other one too.
Nah.
Dual wield
Am I a
daggers.
rogue?
Exactly.
Oh, and we still haven't determined who this amulet is going to.
I told you and Clear, or you
One
and
of the
Senya to
melee
roll
characters
off on.
makes the most sense.
Senya, how's your armor class?
Pretty good right about now.
She's gonna go up to. So you'll add.
That's true.
Go to your armor. Yeah. So right. So with this new full plate, she's going to go up to 21. That's just napkin math, real quick, because I think it's a plus. Yeah, 21.
Okay, so my base is 16, and I have the possibility of getting up to 22 with 2 actions.
And hers is 21 and just 21.
Doesn't she have a totem that buffs it?
Not AC.
Oh.
My concentration buffs AC, I think.
Your what?
My rage
Gemini
power.
Invoker's Trance.
Oh, your trance will
Yeah.
increase it by
Yeah.
an additional 2. Yeah, that's right.
Are you okay if I take that then?
Yeah, go for it.
I was going to say everyone got something except Esker, but Esker took the wand of cure moderate wounds.
For all of you.
I don't know
Yeah.
if
For all of you.
For all of you.
heal us, you know.
Esker's been holding, man. He's got all this money. He's just been stacking. He's just ready to just like.
I just spent it
he
all.
just
I'm down
spent
to
it all.
258 gold.
But not including what we're about to make, right?
Okay, so
Well,
we
no,
still
but
need
everything I just
math,
ordered
Right.
took me down. Yeah.
math on the hide armor, the Morningstar, and the Greatsword.
Yeah, I gave you the hide armor already. Let me bring it up again. It was 2,000 and.
Oh,
20?
I thought that was Senya's armor. My bad. So we need Senya's armor.
No, Senya's armor, the masterwork lamellar horn, is 300 gold.
Okay, and the Morningstar and Greatsword.
All right, go to weapons now. Tommy, does the increased size on the Morningstar change its price at all?
Yes, especially because it is made of dark wood.
Right, I've got the special material and the enchant.
If you go to the weapons, go to the weapon.
Yep.
One. It's like you got to scroll way down. And it's a little chart
for size. Gotcha. All right, so it is is it large or huge?
It's large.
Large.
What is he, a giant? I guess it kind of is.
I mean, Hargulka was a size category large, yeah. So then that should mean... Oh my gosh. I forget exactly how much Darkwood is, but it's based off the weight of the thing. Mm-hmm. The base weight of a Morningstar is 6 pounds. But a large one would weigh more.
Goes up by 50% per size.
So 9 pounds worth of enchanted Darkwood.
All right, so Darkwood is worth 10 gold per pound. It adds 10 gold per pound to the price of the master version of the item. Yeah, okay, so that's fine. So 9 pounds, so it's extra 90 gold. So the Darkwood's not worth a whole lot.
In the grand scheme of things, yeah, I guess
In the grand scheme of things.
Worth more than regular wood.
And then the morning starts off as only 8. So it's 98. So 2,098 for the Morning Star. And what else did you need?
The +1 greatsword.
That one's easier. 2,050.
Okay, does everyone want to take a quick look over the sheet and make sure that we don't have numbers in anything that we want to keep?
Don't sell the crossbow bolts.
Or the arrows.
Fuck arrows.
Senya uses arrows.
Oh yeah.
He didn't
I mean, the
stutter.
way she threw her bow to the ground,
Disrespectful.
I
After
wouldn't have known it.
after tapping all the trolls with fire arrows, yeah. All right, chainmails, that can go. Full plate. Leather armor can go. The +1 scale is going to go. Cool, cool. So we are getting rid of the Wand of Lightning Bolt.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about hanging on to that.
It's 11,000 gold.
I forgot
it's-
he wants to use wands now.
Yeah.
But it's really good. I don't know.
We're selling the Bag of Holding? What?
No.
Oh wait, wasn't it?
This
We
is
never
why
got it back.
I wanted you guys to look over it.
No, we
Uh,
definitely we keep that Bag of Holding. That's
Okay,
yeah,
We
that's
just use the
technically
number.
don't have it.
Yeah, what are you talking about? We don't even own one.
Yeah.
I don't even see where that is on the sheet.
under wondrous items. Very
We
bottom.
gave it to what's her face to fix, and then she was gone. So
No, we picked it up.
No, we didn't.
no, we didn't.
Get it? No,
I'm-
no,
No.
can't be.
No, we definitely did not.
We did
She-
not.
She
My
can-
joke at the time was she got our bag of holding and then took off with it.
No.
Um, so, what about these fireball things?
Necklace of fireballs. They sell for 150 gold pieces for each d6 of
Did
damage.
you want to?
they
Did
do.
you want to keep those, Esker?
Keep the,
You want to lob
keep the
fireballs
bling.
at people?
Well, so it's like that'd be like a ranged attack roll.
You would to use them. You can easily hurl one of them up to 70 feet, which is a really random. Not even an attack roll, just within 70 feet of you. There is a DC 14 reflex save fireball. They sell for 150 gold for each die of damage they deal. And if you're carrying them and you're hit with a magical fire thing, it can
Forgot
have
about that.
unfortunate consequences.
What are the total D worth of die?
20 in total.
So it'd be 20 times
150.
100.
150.
Mhm.
So 3,000.
I feel like I would end up killing myself holding those.
I wouldn't want to hold it.
Yeah.
I'm not holding a necklace of grenades around my neck.
You
Yeah.
would be fine. They would go off on
Oh, yeah, that's
Kato,
true. I
and then
can
Kato
dodge.
evasions out of it.
That's true.
I'm good selling that.
If the
That's
necklace
fine.
is being worn or carried by a character who fails her saving throw against a magical fire attack, the item
That's
must make
me.
a saving throw as well, with a save bonus of +7. If the necklace fails to save, all its remaining spheres detonate simultaneously, often with regrettable consequences. The exact text of the magic item.
I mean, that sounds like fun and very memey, but I'd rather not die.
It also would be a very great way to have dealt with Hargulka for a lot of people who just like throw a
But he
like,
was-
flaming sphere at him and he
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well. I mean, the way I dealt with him was just as effective.
Here we go.
That's it. I'm never giving you guys full casters again. Never again.
You guys cool to sell that ticking time bomb necklace?
I mean, I think it would be awesome, but if no one's brave enough to use it, I might as well sell it.
Yeah, I'm okay
Alright.
selling that.
That's
And
solid.
we harken back to the days where we thought about playing a party of all halflings. Consider halfling with a sling yeeting fireballs at people. Just hit a little halfling sling. Boop.
And we'd all have Minoros.
We'd all have you be the scariest party in the whole world.
I
You-
love the name Necklace of Suicide.
Yeah, I added it to the sheet as Necklace of Suicide, 3,000 gold.
Okay, so everything on this list that doesn't have a 0 in it, we are selling. Yeah.
Looks good to me.
Looks good to me.
At 60%.
Yes, we arranged 60%.
Alrighty.
Okay, so if I mathed this correctly, hold on, which I don't think I did. I missed it. Okay, there we go. 18,618 gold and 99 silver is being added to our loot sheet, and I'll go through and take all of these items, set them to 0.
Works for me.
Well, 18,000. I'm just curious what. There it is. Okay. What is that divided by? 5? It's 5 of us, right?
Yeah, but we have this other gold too, so let me get that. Let me get it all added up, and then we'll it'll auto calculate for the party.
Okay.
Hooray for auto calc sheet.
I know, spreadsheets.
They're very nice.
How did people do this stuff like when you're like the old school way where you're sitting around a table with
paper.
pens and papers? God, that'd be dreadful.
There was probably a lot of hand waving.
You got
Yeah, I
about
believe it.
20,000 gold.
Something like it'll be fine, whatever. Just write it down. Cool.
Yeah, I don't think people were messing around with coppers and silvers. You know, It's
No,
just
God.
5,000. 5,000
5,000.
gold. That's how much you got. How come every time we raid a dungeon, the horde is always in a multiple of 5? Don't worry about it. It's 5.
I don't know. Weird, right?
The
Jeez.
entire world carries around currency in multiples of 5 gold.
Thought convenient.
Yeah. All I know is that I can afford my belt.
That all you
So-
know?
Mhm.
The
Well,
limit
I
of your
know
knowledge?
the exact amount is sort of irrelevant. All I know is this: what we've calculated today will be enough for me to add about the belt to my order.
You would have known him a lot less if I was able to stick a feeble mind on him.
Right.
Damn. Damn. Well,
Good then?
What are we looking at on?
Do we want to get the
I
gold
forgot.
set before, so that way we can decide if we want to order anything else?
Yeah, that's what we're finding out. I know Senya needs to buy a couple things too.
Oh man, what session is this? 20 something.
no, I think we're pushing 30. I think we've been at it a while. We are officially and canonically, hell, we've gone so far off book, it's not even funny. We are 1/3 of the way through the campaign.
Session 30. We only have 832 gold in current kingdom wealth. I think we should throw a little bit in there in case Jubilos. We need Jubilos to do something.
Well, no,
Jubilos is working for cheaper these days, I think.
ever since the kingdom generates tens of thousands of gold and build points every turn, I don't think our adventuring loot really needs to
Okay.
be put into kingdom funds
You
anymore.
want to take the 800 and 300, the 800, 335 gold and 2 silver out of there then?
Just to clean it up.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. I think that's fair.
Wait, one more time.
or taking
Just-
the kingdom funds out and putting it in the party loot.
And then we're just going to divide the 24,000
Yeah.
by all of us.
Divided all 5 ways, yeah. See, the kingdom funds made sense when we weren't generating build points every kingdom turn.
But since you are now,
Yeah, we don't need to Our loot can now be our loot. Or our spoils of war can be
Yeah.
ours.
Alrighty.
All right, so
Are you gonna throw it in there? Oh, yeah, you're already doing it. Cool. You got it. I'm gonna let the mistress work.
Well,
And I'm just gonna divide the gold by us. I'm not gonna worry about the silver and the copper.
that's what you say. Yeah, we'll just wipe those out. We're getting rid of the copper and silver standards of currency in this kingdom.
Oh my god.
Yes.
the most bougie kingdom you ever
What do you
heard
think about that?
I mean, for us,
Not
for,
like
no, just as far as we're concerned, we don't. The citizens, the commoners, can still,
Mm.
All right.
Only deal in bricks of adamantine.
We need a certain level of hardness here in Rooston. That's what she said. Oh my god.
Okay, so everybody add
Ran right into that.
Everybody add 5,071 gold and 4 silver to your sheets, and I will take it
How
off
much?
the party sheet.
Repeat.
It's
It's on the sheet.
20.
5,071.4.
Nice. All right. Oleg. Add the following.
The following. And so he does.
Okay. I'm gonna add. Oh wait, this is the wrong thing. Belt of incredible dexterity. +2.
Okay.
Are you surprised?
Nope. Not the slightest.
All right, so I got my armor and my belt order in, and I am I'm not broke, but I'm hurting. My wallet's hurting.
Again, I'm sure I will order something. I just need to out of session and go shopping.
Of course.
Sure.
Yeah. Want to buy horses? Forgot about that.
Horses?
Yeah.
We do need 2 more horses for our carriage.
That carriage. Chester needs his mounts.
Yeah, now that we lost the bag of holding, Chester has purpose again. That's actually kind of happy.
Well, we can go back and check on the bag of holding. We haven't actually gone back for it.
I mean, we saw the dead Hell Knight there, and we didn't even look for it. That was strange.
No, that was at Amalia's house. The bag of holding was at the tower.
No, we
gave it to Amalia.
Yeah.
Oh, we gave it to Amalia?
Yeah,
To
to
repair
fix
it.
it. Remember, it was
He was
ripped.
repairing it.
Oh, god damn it.
We actually thought of this the other day. Did we ever go back to the tower and get all those materials?
Yes.
We
Yeah,
did.
we got a payday from that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
BRB real quick.
Roy tab.
Yeah, someone's at the door.
The yeah, so I will I'll throw another, because what we need 600 to buy 'em? Wasn't it? To buy 2
What are we buying?
horses.
Oh yeah, something like that. I think that sounds right.
So Kalira will buy them.
If I put any money into them, Kalira does not get to punch them. So.
Ooh.
I mean, how else we're gonna train them?
Nicely, you monster.
Positive reinforcement.
Who's a good horsey?
Okay, fine. I'll put 300 in.
Out of how much?
But if they run away from danger, you know who to blame.
Just train them in a better way.
Wait, when the Troll King had that cloak of capybaras, were those Kalira's capybaras?
Where else would he get a
And
cloak?
welcome to the campaign, Dell.
It just clicked.
No, he just randomly happened to have.
The stolen lands actually take place in we've been thinking like it's like Russia, it's actually like Ecuador.
Oh, so sad. I
I thought Kalira would react a lot stronger to that than she did.
Well, that's because there was a bunch of wizards about. She was more
That's fair.
focused on witches at that time.
That was magic of what?
So I have a bunch of points in linguistics. Each rank that I train equals one new language, right?
Yes, you got it.
Okay, so during our kingdom phases, I'm going to be learning languages. If anybody has recommendations, I have lots of room for more languages.
Based on what you have thus far experienced.
I imagine I'm fluent in Undercommon at this point. It's been a while, right?
For sure.
Senya would like to learn Eruxian.
Yeah, I was gonna say Eruxi is probably a really good choice.
Yeah, I was thinking Eruxi as well.
You could make an argument for Giant. I will say you won't run into a lot more Giants much-ish. In the well, no, that's not true. Giant is still pretty good. You've heard enough trolls say Borba that you at least know that means food.
And then
Borba.
what do the kobolds speak? Draconic?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That might be a good one.
Yeah, but all three of those make sense to me.
I have.
There might be some.
linguistics.
There might be some value. So Senya gets to learn 2 languages as well. She was planning on doing that this kingdom turn, so it might make sense to maybe not double up. I mean, I guess it's fine, but if
y'all like to be in different places at different times, though, so you never know.
That is true.
I mean, I'm open to learning something other than like Eruxi as an example. Might make more sense for Senya, and I can take something else in that place.
Well, Senya definitely wants to learn Eruxi, and I think she's gonna pick up Giant as well.
Makes sense. Okay, cool.
So I'll for sure take Draconic for now, and I'll leave my other spots open and kind of look over that list in a bit.
Draconic is good.
Not bad.
The Sootscales.
The Sootscales!
Maybe
Soon they will
Dwarven.
come to help our Taurus stab things in the kidney.
Or shoot them in the kidney.
Shoot them directly in the kidney. Oh, shit.
Because there's those Dwarven ruins, right, under the Sootscales. That would be kind of...
I could learn Gnome so that Juby and I can
talk shit on everyone together.
Language.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I'll consider that one.
Oh, yes! Yes, indeed! Had to do it once. Had to dig at Esker just one time today.
Dwarven's good.
And I mean, I still have 2 more skill points too that I can also invest into linguistics if we want more languages. I can just know like all the fucking languages.
Mm-hmm.
A walking scroll of comprehend languages.
Basically.
Smarty pants.
I am very smart.
And I said, watch your language. Get it?
So...
No.
God damn it. Shut up.
I'm trying to decide if I want to throw the last of my money in on this +2 headband of inspired with.
It'd be real good.
Mm.
You attack and damage with it.
I don't know if you remember this because we talked about it so long ago, but I now that we finally this whole thing because we talked about it before this whole troll invasion started, but I'd like to have an RP session with Jubilost in regards to stories about badass women in history.
Okay, fair enough. Can do. Do we have any other buying, selling, looting, arguing about where the bag of holding is?
I'm going to go ahead and place that order.
Roger.
For the headband of inspired wisdom.
You got it.
Clap.
And Senya was... Senya is gone.
Sorry, we're doing some shopping on the CRD
Sure.
right now.
Okay.
Question.
Answer.
Actually, quote unquote like named specific magic items. How do you acquire those types of things? Like,
I'm not entirely sure what you mean.
Like, you know how there's certain types of magic items that are named, like there's like specific, they're listed as specific magic items, like specific armors or weapons.
Sure. Yeah, those are just different enchantments. You buy them as
Okay.
normal. There might
As
be
normal.
exceptions for like if someone wants a Holy Avenger or
Or what?
some like artifact level thing, then we might be like, ho. But it's like going out and buying a name brand chef's knife.
Okay.
So
So Senya can buy. Yeah. So Senya needs a shield because she can use shields with her rancier this level.
She can. And also, actually,
And-
on that note, something I want to bring up with everybody while we're shopping. I told my other Kingmaker group this. I'm going to tell all my groups this. And it's actually kind of relevant if someone is going to have a shield. I've decided I'm bringing some stuff from Pathfinder 2nd Edition over to 1st Edition because there was some stuff that 2e did that's really good, and shields are one of them. Henceforth, in all of my games, anyone using a shield can, as an immediate action, when they would take damage, block that damage with their shield like you do in 2nd Edition. If you do so, the shield will absorb an amount of damage equal to the shield's hardness, and then any remainder will be taken by both the shield and the person wielding the shield, and then the shield can be like broken as normal. Essentially, you are forcing the bad guy to sunder your shield. And
Interesting.
and it gives value to people who want to play like sword and board characters because they're kind of like not the best. Usually in melee, you want either A, something like Kalira who's going to run up and here's 2d6 plus you're dead, or something like Kato that can block other ways and have higher armor class than the guy in full plate because he's just doing like backflips and parkour all over the battlefield.
So I'm gonna buy this.
Alrighty. That is a collapsible tower. Oh, that's good. I don't know what that is, but it sounds fun. Now I've opened it on the wrong tab. There we go.
Collapsible tower shield?
3 times per day, this +2 heavy steel shield can be commanded to transform into a +2 tower shield. It can stay in a tower shield for 1 minute, or until it is commanded to take its normal form again, a swift action. A collapsible tower's weight does not change when it takes tower shield form. Fair enough. Okay, sure. Say the command word and it turns into something you can cover behind when the
grows.
suicide necklace goes off.
And then what you should also grab is a belt.
Strength belt, real good on everyone. I am going to jump
yeah,
up and
I would get a
water
belt of
bottle
strength.
really quickly while you guys are finishing the rest of the logistics. I'll be right back in just 2 shakes. That
Okay.
one was
All
not
right.
intended, but damn
So
it.
you'll get the magic shield, stat boosting.
Mundane enhanced spell.
Yeah.
Mundane peasant
I'm going for a
+2
Gucci
dex
belt, like you.
belts. The most mundane +2.
Yeah. Ugh.
Well, anything else for you?
I think we're good.
Okay, cool. So then we proceed to, I know Senya had some stuff to do. I know Arcturus had some stuff to do. Sounds
yeah.
like Kalira's got some stuff to do. And I imagine Kato will want to do something.
Kato is actually would just like to address the people.
Okay.
He would like to have a bit of a now that the immediate crisis is over.
Sounds good
But
to
I
me.
can hold off on that until other people have done what they've done.
Let's give it to Esker then. The man has been waiting long enough, for Christ's sakes.
Yes.
Preach. I'm going to. Oh, where do I even begin?
Oh,
There's
boy.
so much that needs to be done.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess first and foremost, let's go to. I haven't asked you this question, Tommy. Would Oleg be able to train me in the crossbow? He had a crossbow. I don't know. Maybe he's just like older now and can't use it very well. But like in his younger days, you think he was a
A little better of a shot.
able crossbowman?
Yeah, most people in Rooston probably are. Like, this is a I guess you can kind of say it now. This is a country where everyone who lives here is living here like under their own power. They are hunting for themselves, they are surviving for themselves, and crossbows are like, they are cheap, they are efficient, anybody can point and pull the trigger. You could ask anybody in Rooston, and Oleg would certainly also be very capable in this.
Okay. Then I don't even know if it's that like common, then I don't know if I want to make a huge deal about that, but suffice it to say that in a lot of my downtime, I'm doing training with Oleg and with the guards around town to improve my shot. And I'll also say that, like, since this is sort of a narrative that's going over the next like month, like the next full king, the new crossbow that I ordered a little while ago would have come in, I hope, unless there's another. Okay. And during that time, and with the new attachment on it, I'm finding my shots to be easier. I'm finding like there's a hand sort of guiding each of the shots that I take.
Indeed, like the crossbow, when you draw it back, the scales of Abadar that normally hang down draw back with it, and they adjust for variables in the wind, and for like if you happen to twitch a little, they adjust, and it's almost like a baby homing bolt.
So what you're saying is he has an aim mod active, so he's
got an aim
hacker.
assist, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, fucking hackers.
Okay, so
I call
since
hacks!
that's not as huge of a deal. The one I have, I guess, two other things that are kind of big deals. I don't know how you wanted to handle Arbiter. Did I do that now?
Oh, yeah, by all means.
Right. So I don't really know. Maybe you have a better sense of how this transition should take place. But I mean, so I go up to Arbiter. Arbiter.
Yes, Taxmaster.
I've been thinking. I know I've had you around the shrine and just around town generally. Mostly, my thought was to keep you safe. I didn't want to see you damaged, but maybe you could be of more assistance directly. I know you're probably more than willing to do whatever I ask of you, but I still feel compelled to ask nevertheless. Would you be comfortable assisting me more directly in combat and in other ways?
Of course, Taxmaster. The shrine is boring. They turn and float and look around. Grinluke is probably somewhere nearby as well. Grinluke is decent company. He spends most of his time on the road. The road sounds interesting. I am very far from home. I don't know what outside looks like.
Well, I'd love to give you an opportunity to see it, and I think you'll do more good out there than probably that I've been having you do here.
The Arbiter nods. The GM has a quick, like, record scratch moment as he checks a Arbiter's stat block, because I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume that yes, if you would like to give the Arbiter the +1 dagger, it would be much better than his non-magical small short sword. That should be something that is pointed out.
Okay. That's fine. I've got big plans for the Arbiter.
Okay, cool.
Okay. And with that, I would actually like to go to. I mean, now I guess I'll go to the Sootscale Caverns, because this is where it really gets fun.
This is where it really gets fun. Alrighty, there is a actually, let me get a D100 from Arcturus really quickly.
Okay.
Okay. So to go to the Sootscale Cavern, there is a one of their boats has just arrived with a shipment, basically. They are able to take you back, and the chief has come with this particular shipment just to get out and stretch his legs. There's a lot of like over the traveling in the you and the Arbiter and he and a couple of kobolds making their way back. There's certainly a lot of talking and things like that, and Now would be a good time for the role play as you go back.
Okay.
He just mostly is like he's got a couple of daggers. His the end of his tail has this like one of them. Y'all know when I say one of them like edgelord finger gauntlets, right? You know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
We all had them in 2006 when Underworld Evolution was new. I'm not old. One of those, but it actually looks like almost like his tail has been like scorpioned out. His claws are a little sharper. The claws on his feet have almost like Deinonychist.
All right, and I'm gonna kind of casually bring up. It's pretty remarkable how much we've been through.
It is, my friend. Without you and the rest of the Reclaimers in Rooston, I don't remember what Chief Sootscale is. Something like this. The Sootscale. Yes, there it is.
Yeah.
Haha! There are so many fucking NPCs in this game. Holy shit. Without your help. without your help, my people would be lost. I thank Torag every day.
Well, don't sell yourself short. I remember one of the earliest memories I had of you was in the cavern, and you snuck up on, what was his name? Tartuk?
Yeah.
And basically dealt with him yourself.
Indeed. It was a strange day.
And actually, on that note, I was hoping that you might be able to teach me something about the ability to quickly identify sort of the weak spots in enemies who are unaware of where you're at.
Oh, of course, human. I would be more than happy to help you. You see, and he leans forward and he a little too hard pokes Arcturus where Arcturus's kidneys are. Right there! Right here is a good spot. Leans a little like farther. What else would suck to get shot? And he probably like gets a little close to the belt. Oh no, not there. That's just rude. Do not do that. Up here, tags to like under your like jumps, tags your armpit. There are plenty of places where you can strike and bring someone down with all the effort of big mighty Kalira and her giant smashing sword. Just a little bit of pressure applied anywhere on a humanoid body and they drop. He snaps his fingers just as easily.
And I know you do this with your daggers, but I assume the same principle could be applied with a range.
Of course, what is a crossbow if not a long-range dagger?
Oh, I love this guy.
I love you too, Arcturus.
So I think could I perhaps stay with you for some time and you could show me and maybe just generally teach me about the weak points of more than just human beings. I'm more familiar with that, but the ability to use this technique across a lot of different
of course. Of course, some things have 2 hearts, some things have 4 kidneys. I, a kobold, have... this is gonna be real bad if I roll high. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I've got 3 whole livers. We eat very terribly. More than happy to help you.
I appreciate it. And actually, I'll leave it at that.
Alrighty, and when you guys arrive at the Sootscale Caverns, the golems outside are like their torso basically from the waist up leans a little far forward as if they were sleeping or deactivated. There are no guards present. The chief walks forward and just, hey, where in the hell is everyone? And he goes in. You don't speak Draconic, right?
I do not.
Okay, so he goes in, he starts shouting Fus Rodah really loud. His guards follow him, and they're gone for like a really long time. The Arbiter continues just kind of like buzzing the area. He doesn't really say anything unless you speak to him. He's like, this is among the first time... Yeah, no, he was teleported directly into the shrine. He's probably never seen a river before, or a, like, trees of certain persuasions, things like that. This is all very new to him. So he's
Right.
retained his like composure and his sense of like, I am traveling with the tax master. I am important. But also he's a kid in a candy store. Or more better to say a kid in a science museum. Yeah.
So they're still away then.
And they continue to be gone.
And the golems are still... Did they like waken up when he returned? Or
No.
are they still kind of...
The nearest Arcturus would be able to tell is they appear to be like sleeping on duty.
Sorry, say that again?
Sleeping on duty.
Okay. Well, that's got me a little concerned. How long has it been?
Time continues to tick on. Probably like, you probably noticed that he should have come back like 10 minutes in.
Okay. I'm gonna call out into the cavern and say, I don't know. Let's keep it basic. Hello?
No response.
Okay. Well, Arbiter, it seems they have a situation here.
Indeed. And the Arbiter flies really close to Golem. This is a stone golem. It appears to have, he looks it up and down, it appears to have, it is very, very old. It has been here for a while. How strange.
Yes, Arbiter. I we've seen them before, actually. And last that we knew, the chief had the ability to control them, but it would seem something has changed.
No, perhaps a control rod. They appear to be deactivated, and much as Navi would do to young Link, the Arbiter, who doesn't look unlike a giant Kokiri fairy made of robots, leans forward, boops him. It appears to be deactivated. Otherwise, I would be in danger.
Do you detect any chaos at work around here?
He flies up about 10 feet, spins around, flies back down. No chaos detected in the area.
Well, let's take a look here, and then I'm gonna use invisibility on myself.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask the Arbiter to do his... Well, actually, this isn't 5e. I'll cast invisibility on the Arbiter as well.
Indeed. He weighs... Jesus Christ. He's a tiny creature and he weighs 60 pounds. I was going to be like, well, he's a tiny creature. He'd just fly into your backpack. It'd be totally fine.
Yeah.
Not the Arbiter.
Nope.
Okay. And he goes invisible.
And I'm going to tell him, like, do your best to stay quiet while we figure out what's going on. And we're going to proceed into the...
Alrighty. You proceed in, and it looks like the place has been, like, in the middle of life in the Sootscale caverns happening, like, as if everyone had vanished. There are, I guess you wouldn't call them plates, but, like, things that food would sit upon on the ground, just, like, laying down in the middle of the ground, weapons just leaning up against walls, the door that leads down into the old dwarven catacombs remains open, and you can very faintly hear in Draconic the chief shouting out, just like over and over and over again.
Same phrase?
Yeah, the same, like, 2 or 3 phrases.
Does he sound himself, or just panicked, or...
Sounds like a sense motive check.
Okay. Love that sound.
Whoop!
Oh my god, my sense motive is out of control.
It is?
That's a 4 roll.
I believe it. He, much like you, much like anyone rationally right now, has lost all sense of rationing. His people appear to have disappeared. They're just gone.
Okay.
And he, their chief, he, the person who has maybe not necessarily. No. He's played a very, very integral role, not only in like the Sootscale tribes rebuilding basically from scratch, but also like brokering peace with the mites of the old Sycamore. Also with like converting the region to worship of things that aren't statues of devils. And all of that seems to have just been pulled out from under him. He is the proverbial king without a crown.
All right. Well, quickly looking around, I don't see any immediate danger, though.
No.
All right. So I'm going to. Can I see him yet, or is he? I hear him down through the door.
To see him, you need to like physically go down into that part of the caves.
All right. I'm gonna head that way.
Okay. And you see him just kind of, he and his, I'm gonna say, how many left? And the two that were with the boat just kind of like scrambling throughout this vast open cavern. The runes in Dwarven still illuminate the now nothing. Golems stand inattentive and ineffective. He continues just shouting, and it reverberates off the walls into nothing, basically. You look around and there's more of the same weapons that were just as if like you were sitting on the floor and your weapon was on your lap, and then you stood up, sat your weapon down. Food half-eaten, even like the mites, centipedes are gone.
All right. Well, seeing nothing immediately threatening, I guess I'll turn off my invisibility and call out, "Chief, what's happened here?"
And he like jumps 3 feet in the air when you call out his name, and he turns, and his men turn and their javelins come back and, "I have no idea, they are gone!" He continues running around in Draconic, just shouting, running all over the place. His men try to like restrain him as he like keeps running around a bunch, and he like one gets each arm of the kobold, and his legs do that like forward swing, and his tail do as well as he continues just, "Where the hell are my people?" Squirming and ineffectively trying to get away. And as he screams out, the only real answer is his own voice echoing off the cave walls.
All right. I'm going to go down. Well, first of all, do it. So none of the runes or anything appear to be active. Everything is just dead.
Only
all the technology.
Yeah, only in terms of like it's illuminated down here. There's nothing is like kicking on. There are no defenses. The golems are all resting.
So the last time I detected magic down here, I got a feedback loop that almost exploded my brains. Kind of want to do that to see if things are completely inert now. And I do that in like a very controlled way, or is that just inherently dangerous?
What you can do is you can turn it on for 1 round to get like the presence or absence of. You're also considerably stronger than the last time you were here.
That's true. All right, I'm going to fire off a very brief ping of Detect Magic to see if there's been like a decrease or in the overall level of magical activity in the surrounding structures.
No, it feels about the same. It's just like now you can take it when you turn on the Detect Magic. There's lots of like effects that generate light. The area has been like warded against stun death. Some of the constructed stuff was very clearly not like chiseled out, but like stone shaped open, and you can get faint transmutations from that. Nothing that would indicate where his people have gone.
Okay. Chief, where has what became of your control rod?
I don't know. I left it here. I cannot find it.
Sort of looking around. I suppose I don't just see it laying there, right?
Oh, it's right there. Holy shit.
Yeah, very easy. Yeah.
Barely an inconvenience. No, you don't see it.
Could be that our enemies have learned of our connection, our alliance, and maybe came here and did something. But it looks like whatever happened was some sort of magical teleportation, perhaps?
He shrugs.
Which means your people are still out there. They're alive. I don't know. So there's hope yet.
He shrugs again and continues just shouting for his people. His retinue try to stop him.
Chief, perhaps we should return to Ruston and see if we can't figure out, maybe formulate a plan to find your... And we also need to know, it seems that this has affected the mites as well, so whatever has done this, perhaps we might not want to draw its attention quite at this moment. If we're going to find a way to undo whatever it was.
Make a diplomacy check.
Man, can I intimidate him instead?
Chief, shut the fuck up. You're being irrational.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can if you want to.
No, I wouldn't, though. Oh, hey.
You'll love to see. He pants and stops, and his guards let go, and just... You're right. It's probably safer with your people than it is amongst nothing. In any case, I can teach you the art of stabbing people in the kidneys from your home as well as my own.
Appreciate that, and I hope we can return the favor once more. I think we can get to the bottom of this. Certainly there's some foul magic at play. But as I said, there was no battle here. Your people have not fallen. I think there's still hope yet.
It is as if they all disappeared out of nowhere. They vanished.
The disappearance of the kobolds.
And the mites, apparently.
Yes, indeed, Ghost of Kato. And while that is happening, next up we'll do Senia.
All right, Senia's RP is up.
The Erp of Senia. Senia, if you want to ride out to the Temple of the Elk, it's the area, like, probably this area here on the map is, I wouldn't call it safe, but it's not like, A, it's not like it's troll infested anymore, and B, Senia, since the Tiger Lords attacked you almost a year ago, you've come a long way. You are a much stronger woman than you were then. You very distinctly can remember the moments when, like, a horde of trolls staring you down would have been overwhelming, both, like, mentally and probably physically. Moments, like, translating into the battle at the Thornford where you flick your wrist and a pair of hand axes go flying. Moments more recently where hordes of trolls are coming for you and your new people, and you're able to pretty handedly deal with them. You have become a very resourceful, what's a good word? You seem to always have an answer for whatever the situation calls for. Perhaps you're not as, like, showy as Kato, and perhaps you don't punch a wall and the wall explodes like Kalira, but the trolls are dead because you had the foresight to pack a bow with arrows that would burn them. And the ancestors are with you. What you do with that is up to you.
Senya feels pretty good about her chances out in the wild. She packs Grom with her essentials, and she puts, Jod's body over as, like, on his back, and she heads out towards the Temple of the Elk.
Alrighty.
I would assume that, like, all of my HP and all of that was back up to normal by this point. Right?
Yeah, somebody between Jubilos, Dazia, Bakken, Grinluke, and many other people as well who are capable of like cure light woundsing you. Somebody would get you there.
All right, she'd like to make a pilgrimage out there.
And so you do. The temple is largely unchanged. There's no bear, but like it's pretty untouched from the like at least from the last time the squad showed up here and the ethics of slaying the bear came into question. The water, yeah, indeed, we have come a long way. The water is still radiant, and like if you were to drink from it or touch it, it heals, it feels good, it cleanses you.
Senya looks around to find a suitable spot for Jod's final resting place.
And it could be done easily enough. Yeah, there's plenty of places.
She finds one, and I think I have a shovel.
It would stand to reason.
Yeah, so she digs a grave for him and lays him down to rest, and places like a rudimentary kind of headstone on there, and offers a prayer to Erastil to. She basically kind of says like, forgive me for my prior foolishness. Take this body and nourish the land with this body to renew and to regrow. Amen.
Amen. All right. And so it was.
Let it be written. So let it be written.
As I frantically dig through animal companion options, I thought I would be able to find one better, but all of the stats for, oh wait, I could try, what about a moose? I feel like a moose has a bigger strength score than a horse. Horses have surprisingly good strength scores. It's kind of neat. Okay, so fair enough. That happens. There's kind of like, as you lay him down, it's pretty warm out. It's still like the middle of July. Riding through the swamp is kind of like humid and buggy and gross. But you finish your prayer, you stand up, and the sight of a like brilliant silver stag on the outskirts of the tree line catches your eye as the sun reflects it, and it's like the sun hitting like a statue made of platinum. It's almost like blinding to look at. Grom sees it as well and kind of like stamps his hooves. And emerging from the tree line, indeed, is this creature. It walks towards Grom. As it does so, like every time its feet touch the ground, little tiny like flowers and things spring up, and it like moves forward and it boops the snoot. Grom lays down, moves over towards Senya, and it leans its horns down to you, tags you on the shoulder as if almost to like knight you with its antlers, like boom, boom. And then it stands up and it walks like back silently and serenely into the tree line. And that's when you realize that Grom, like he looks up, Grom looks at you. You can feel it's not quite empathic. You don't feel what Grom feels. You don't smell what he smells, but there's a connection there. Because I believe Senya wanted to do a little bit of retraining.
Sorry, you got cut off. Senya wanted to do what now?
A little bit of retraining.
Yes. So Senya would like to retrain into a Hussar.
Okay.
It's one level.
Alrighty.
And I believe that gives me Grom becomes an animal companion because of that.
Indeed. And on top of that, I'm trying to figure out what is Erastil flavored, but I can't. All of the like quadrupeds that aren't a horse just have really bad stats. I'm kind of surprised. Shook. I'm gonna say Grom as he stands. He remains a horse, but like sweeping back from his head an enormous like. This is gonna get real bad if I roll high again. 15-point rack of antlers, just like twice the size of what you would see on a deer, catch the sunlight in bright, like the sacred colors of Erastil, which I know what are. Oh yeah, I know what they are. They're kind of like almost like a greenish, brownish, kind of as if they were made of like emeralds. Grom gains a gore attack that deals 1d8 points of damage, shall we say. And he moves towards you and just kind of like boops.
Senya reaches out her hand and strokes his head and his nose.
And he kind of like stamps the ground in time. I actually don't know anything at all about your archetype. I'm seeing so many new things from Senya. What does this thing do? Ooh. So mount is faster. You get a bunch of, this seems pretty much right up your alley. Dope. Okay, cool. Anything else you want to do here? Any things of that nature?
So Senya, with her newfound skill, she'll train a little bit. By the temple, and after doing a little bit of that training, she'll return to town.
Alrighty, so Grom now has not, it's worth noting, as a Cavalier, he doesn't have the hit dice of like Grom's stats before. Rather, I just shot this to Zeresh. I will just grab the link again and I will put it in general. He has 1 hit dice of boom. As a true animal companion, he will scale with level much better. And if you were to take something like Boon Companion, he would treat your total level -3 as his effective level.
Okay.
And how you put that together is up to you.
I'll help with that.
And certainly Grom, now with a base speed of 60 with you on his back, is V fast. Damn, that is fast. And then Kalira wanted to do a thing.
I guess Kalira would probably be at Oleg's, hoping to see Jubilost.
Yeah, sooner or later he would show up.
She would come up to him and say, This is very vexing. All that's transpired lately. No?
Ah, yes, indeed. Trolls everywhere. Your people fed to spiders. It's vexing is certainly a word for it. Why, yes.
Yes, and I can't help feel that I bear some responsibility in all of it.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't think I've been doing enough.
He just kind of like raises an eyebrow and cocks his head.
Well, you see, I wanted to maybe create something pure, something that someone special to me would enjoy. Those trolls ruined it. They took it from me. Like it was nothing. It taunted me. Me! Can you believe that?
I mean, you once threw me into a river, so frankly, no, not so much. No, I cannot. That said, monuments they're fleeting. They only last as long as time will allow.
But you know what lasts with people? You know what sticks with them?
Oh, I can think of many a thing, but perhaps I should ask you what you mean, Kalira.
She takes a long swig of her drink and slams it down on the bar or the table.
Ah, yes, alcohol poisoning. Certainly, that lasts a very, very long time.
No, Claptrap. I'm talking about fear. Fear is what holds back what can harm you, what can hurt you. You see, I've been cursed my entire life. I've been ridiculously beautiful. Stupid elven blood. Stupid blonde hair. Every time people look at me, they think, oh, look at those skinny arms. I could crush her. It's sickening.
And if I'm honest with you, I tend to agree, friend. Truth be told, under this, and he picks up a strand of his very clearly dyed black hair. It's sort of an aquamarine color, is what I was born with. No one takes you seriously when you're so different.
I wonder, do you know, were there ever, how could I, you know so many things. Was there ever, a woman or a group of women that instilled fear just by their name, you know? That people, when they heard them coming, quaked with fear. They knew not to cross them.
He kind of stares off into space for about half a second. You can almost see the smoke rising from his ears as he starts to think. Why? Yes, actually, I think I can think of someone. Your Ceridite friends may not like it, but I can think of someone who I think suits you just fine. Tell me, Kalira, Ashling, have you ever heard of the Queens of the Night?
The what of the what?
Ah, no, they're not true archdevils per se, but they reside in hell. You worship them. They grant you spells in exchange for the eternal damnation bit, but we're not here to sign a contract, certainly, and please consider not doing that. But
witchcraft.
Yes, essentially, there's not a far cry between witchcraft and devilry. Many a people across Galarian's history have been murdered, confusing one for the... I digress. A long time ago, a very, very long time ago, there was a commander. I forget for whom the tales differ, you see, depending on which particular tome or text you tend to peruse. But when she was slain, she rose as a Movanic Deva. Army of Heaven, she was a kind of like you. What is your title? Warden. Yes, indeed, a warden in Heaven's armies. She inspired this woman. She inspired to become a true one of the lords of the Imperial herself, so she could command her own legions the way she saw fit. And over time, even in the heart of, mind you, one of the most purest, most, any air quotes, beautiful creatures on all of the planes, this desire festered in her so much that she became convinced when her superior was slain in the battles that rage across the multiverse. You think you have problems with trolls? It gets worse, believe me. That she would grow in that power and she would take their place. And one day, when her commander made a decision that she considered foolish, well, the Deva took her halberd and rammed it through her own commander's chest. Mind you, these are supposed to be creatures, I know, of absolute purity and good and moral fiber. And she killed her supervisor. When she was called before a tribunal to account for herself, she stated that the reason for her murders was that she was very certain she'd made the right decision to further the cause of heaven, and rather that she was one of the few willing to go the extra mile to do what was necessary, the only one willing to get blood on her hands. That said, I'm sure you can imagine how the angels took this. They handed down a very swift and harsh punishment. A punishment that this poor woman never truly found out, because as soon as she realized that things were going to go bad, she fled and she wandered the multiverse for 603 years, unsure of why her wickedness was not considered for the greater good. Why were they hung up on the nature of it? Why were they hung up on the wickedness of it? This burned her for so long. At the end of her 600 years of self-imposed exile, she saw a vision of herself in a dream. Angelic wings tainted black, robes tainted with the blood of her enemies, her once golden armor, a pure matte ebony. She presided over an entire realm of suffering saints and screaming souls, a queendom nestled into the strange mountains of iron and brass. You know, of course, the second layer of hell. And so, millennia later, after scores of the damned had become, I'm sorry, my dear, do you know what an Arcane is? Have you heard the term?
No.
A fallen angel, basically. Think like an angel, but much more, kill them all first, ask questions later. Do you understand? She became sort of their queen. You understand? A queen of the night. And over time, mortals associated this powerful divine being known as Iseth with individuals like Ardad, Lily, other fiendish entities, literally because of the gender they presented themselves as. And rather than turn their noses up at this, they took the trope and turned it on its head. Right? You understand?
Sure.
And it prompted her and all of them together to form their own sort of, again, like their own pantheon, if you will. Yes. And present day, Iseth builds her armies in Dis, laughing each time infernal denizens tell her that she's reached the pinnacle of power to which someone like her, someone who was female, someone who was beautiful, someone who used to be an angel, someone who was made of something other than them, could climb. But no. The queens of the night are not ones to be silenced, not ones to be stopped. And every day, Iseth's forces grow stronger and stronger. You ask planar scholars, and honestly, if you asked Arcturus about this, he'd probably be able to dig something out. Certainly, dear Ionia could probably figure something out as well. She seems to want to usurp the other archdevils with her armies. Now, Iseth is a little less flesh and blood, shall we say, compared to other entities. That said, the similarities are strikingly, shall we say, similar.
Well, Claptrap, that was quite a tale.
He nods.
But how the hell does that help me?
How does it help you? You're looking for tales and chronicles of women in history, yes?
Yes.
And there you are. Certainly, at some point in time, Iseth indeed was a mortal. Certainly, you yourself, when you pass, Pharasma will judge you, and you will be sent to, presumably, the halls of Gorham in Elysium. And over time, you may rise to become one of Gorham's own soldiers. But even just then, a soldier. Someone who follows orders. Someone who does what they're told. Not, I think, for you.
Perhaps. What I need to find is maybe a way, maybe be something to enhance what I have already. No, I have this stupid belt, and then the witch gave me this stupid thing. What I don't even Ankh. What does that even? What does it even do? She like knocks it on the table.
And
My God, it's
the
useless.
table dents. The Ankh is fine.
Okay, well that was slightly impressive.
It was that. How to? Perhaps you shouldn't. This was the. He looks at it closer. The particular Ankh carried by your. He snap. Your cohort. Yes, the Damphir.
Yeah.
I see. Well, one could also, when we speak of powerful women, powerful figures throughout the land, Sarenrae also comes to mind. Mind you, Sarenrae was one of the first true deities. She, along with a few others, most notably the man downstairs, shall we say, Asmodeus, they sealed within the very center of our world a creature that knows only destruction and chaos and blood and death, not for your reasons, but for no reason at all. And the Serenite, well, they're not all exactly mercy and redemption. Sarenrae's wrath is also known. Have you ever heard the story of, what was the name of that damned town in Casmeron? He begins just snap. Oh my, it was a very long time ago. There was a, God, why the gods, what was it called? The city in Casmeron where Sarenrae's followers flocked to. Oh my gods, what was that city? Ninchenbor. Yes, that's the one. During the Age of Anguish, which was a very long time ago, but not as long ago as Iseth, a middle long time ago, but also just long time. You understand? Sarenrae's faithful living in Ninchenbor, they founded a settlement there. The settlement was known as Gormuz. They believed the place to be a holy site to their goddess, and people from all over the Padishah Empire of Kelish, all over Casmeron, flocked there for millennia upon millennia. But in fact, it was not Sarenrae's voice they were hearing, but this beast, this Rovagug, the one imprisoned in our world. Sarenrae continued sending portents, visions to her faithful that they should leave, but they are either ignored or misinterpreted. She sent her former herald to the city to literally send a divine message to these people that they needed to, what is the word? GTFO. But they become so corrupted that they destroyed this divine being, and in her wrath, she smote them with her scimitar. Killed them all. Present day, if you were to go to Casmeron, there is simply I don't want to call it a canyon. Canyon is too mundane. A pit, shall we say. The pit of Gormuz. Where a divine scimitar, and he draws his, like, a rapier from his belt and just kind of, like, cuts the table a little. Mars the land forever. And now we know to listen. Is that more of what you were looking for?
So you're saying that if people don't listen to me, I just throw this Ankh at them, huh? Could probably do that.
It's possible. If it does anything like it did to the table, certainly that's not the worst idea. In any case, I'm sure it would earn their... You might break their nose.
Well, I could do that with my fist.
Indeed. Other than that, I suppose I could also tell you the epic tales of Iomide, the former Chelish girl who, after slaying countless abominations and hideous beasts, eventually rose to true divinity, but I don't think you're here for me to tell you that your hard work will eventually pay
Yeah.
off.
This magical stuff is making my arm itch. Like, what about like, aren't there like any like knights? Like, yeah, maybe like a knight. Yeah, maybe I could be a knight.
Something a
Right.
little more mundane, then.
I'm gonna ask. Yeah, I want to ask. I'll ask Kato to. I'll ask him to knight me. How would you like that, Lady Kalira? That'll really stick in my father's craw.
What do you mean? If I may pry in.
No reason. Is there any like female knights that were like more on the fearsome side? I don't want to save any damsels, you know. I want to like behead people. Fun stuff.
Of course. Well, certainly after our debacle with the Hell Knights, they come to mind. They are not exclusively one gender or any other gender, but he snaps a little bit again. I think they're not really a thing anymore. It's a whole debacle, but in Varizia, in the city of Corvosa, yes, indeed, and I believe maybe possibly still active-ish in Cheliax, the Grey Maidens. They were founded, the order was very short-lived, less than 10 years ago. When Queen Iliosa, when she rose to power in Corvosa and the chaos following her ascension, to secure a military force that was loyal only to her, she founded the Grey Maidens, and members of all the other military or militia units around Varizia, and mind you, much like I fear for the Stolen Lands, Varizia has been colonized by the Chelish into the ground. The whole place is factions of tribes and various nobles who've run away from... To be honest with you, I'm surprised dear Orvin wasn't from there. I digress. All the mercenaries there, Hell Knight orders, they were all loyal to someone else somewhere. She wanted her own people she knew would die for her. The Queen's reign was brief. The Grey Maidens enforced her will with, very, very violent manners. After there was a plague, it was quelled, and it's...
violent, you say?
Well, yes, to say the least.
You've got my attention.
I believe you'd have to, I don't know where to find it. Perhaps if one were to go to Restov. I suppose going to Restov for you is a little more on the not so good idea side. No, perhaps not. But the Grey Maidens, you could, in theory, learn the fighting style. Just very violent and brutal enforcers of a local ruler. Not quite as fancy as Iseth, but the similarities between the Grey Maidens and an army of Erinyes are not indissimilar.
Would I actually have to be a maiden? Because it's kind of out the door, if you catch my meaning.
Indeed. No, not in such a way, no. It's more like... It's like Cato. And like the Aldori at large. There are many a young fop with a sword running around Restov. And all of them claim that they're the best swordsmen in the land. And the Aldori will knight someone and say, well, now you're an Aldori. Please, don't tell anyone of our secret sword fighting technique. But of course, it's run rampant throughout the Inner Sea region and beyond. The same is true for the Grey Maidens. You wouldn't necessarily have to be a maiden, any air quotes, in that sense, or in the sense of them to learn the style. So there's a very, very similar... If you were to contact a Hell Knight, they certainly would... Their relations are complicated, but several of them were drafted from the Order of the Nail, after all.
But you know, I've always fancied myself a bit of a improvised combatant, if you will. I let the blade lead me, not the other way around.
I see.
But you know, these Grey Maidens, they sound like maybe I could start my own, huh? Yes. I could rather gather up some of these helpless farmers and show them how to actually swing a sword.
Could do, indeed.
Maybe I'll take a few of yours.
He kind of like, but
Yeah, that's a great plan. Yes. How many of your retinue is female?
The whole lot, it turns out. Wowee! The dice rolled very well in Clear's favor.
How many? Sorry, I didn't catch it.
A whole lot. He has 10 gnomes with him, and I rolled a 10 on a d10.
Oh.
So it turns out...
Turns out he has a harem.
Apparently.
A fine fighting warriors for you.
Fine. Tell them to come to the castle at dawn. And we are going to have special drill sessions.
And I'm sure we want to keep this on the don't tell the king side.
He'll learn it eventually. I don't really care, but I mean, if he asks about it, tell him to talk to me.
Good. Pass the buck straight to you. Can do.
Sure. I'll put them in a headlock. It'll be funny.
It will. Yes, indeed.
Well, this was good to talk. Your next round of porridge is on me, huh?
His eyes light up real big. Just splendid.
She slaps him on the back as hard as she can.
He leans forward, his like rib cage, goes into the table. His glasses fall off. He coughs a little bit. People look now at this. Couple seconds later, he gets up, dusts himself off. Just, yes, I meant to do that indeed. I cast glibness on myself, and he just bluffs it off as hard as he possibly can. Plus 20 onto that, and everyone seems to think it was all intended in a plan, and they all laugh uproariously. And that was fine.
The master bluffster.
Indeed. Alrighty, so we've heard from everybody but Kato and Ionia.
I knew the whole time that Cal was hinting at the Grave Maidens, and every time you came up with something else, he was like, "What else you got?"
I've got other tales as well. I've got so many. Yes.
He's like, that's a cool story. He's like, that's a cool story, but what else you got?
My problem is our DM knows way too much about this lore.
Yeah, a little bit.
You should have been like,
I didn't know any of that stuff.
Yeah. No, I learned all that too. That's awesome.
Made videos about all of it on the channel.
You should have been like, I have ash gray hair. Do you know of any gray themed female?
Yes. The Grey Garrison in Wrath of the Righteous.
I think the giveaway for me was I'm too pretty.
Oh my god. Yeah.
What are you talking about? I'm half Taldan and half elf. Of course I'm gorgeous.
I got to like the third one. I was like, oh wait, you wanted to bring up the Grey Maidens. I remember this now. God damn it. Damn it all. Okay. Anybody else got anything they want to kick forward? Or...
Yeah, so I just have a quick one. Mine won't take nearly as long as everyone else's seems to be taking, which is great. I love listening to it. You guys are awesome. Loving all this RP going on. Mine is just quick.
Where's my armor?
Where's my armor?
I just want to read to you what I got from level 8.
I already did that. All right, Kato just wants to have because we had the address to the people before we locked down the city, so he wants to have a follow-up to that.
Topical.
All right, Kato gathers the citizens back in the court. I assume this is before Sootscale and Arcturus arrive with their
almost immediately before Arcturus, the chief, and Senia arrive serendipitously at the exact same time. Kalir is walking out of the tavern. Wow.
Oh, you love to see it.
You love to see it.
Good people of Concordia, you've all been through a lot, but we got through it together. The immediate threat that was encroaching upon our lands has been dealt with. The Troll King has perished. His forces scattered, and his imminent threat has been eliminated. As of effective immediately, we are rescinding the lockdown on Rooston. The roads are relatively safe. Obviously, it is still the stolen lands. Take all the standard regular precautions when traveling the roads or moving outside the walls of our fair town here.
We ain't got no walls, my lord, shouts somebody from the back.
Figurative
He's got a
wall.
point.
We've already got
Metaphorical
fire.
With that said, there is one very important piece of business that involves each and every one of you. It came to our attention during our moment of crisis that a nefarious group, who follow the one known as the Hag Queen.
Good enough.
Is it Garona?
Garona, yeah.
Has agents skulking around that wish to destroy our civilization, root and stem. It is for that reason that we are hereby issuing a strict ban on any and all worship of Garona. And if anyone, and also a bounty on the head of any worshippers of Garona, if you have any information, bring forth to one of our town guards or Kalira Ashling as the warden of our city, and any information that leads to the apprehension of a cultist will also be met with reward. Let us root out this evil together so that it can never again threaten us and our people.
Okay. There's kind of like a bit of applause and general happy murmurs amongst the people in response to all these things.
Cool.
And this is around the time Arcturus, the chief, this is around the time everyone very conveniently reconvenes at once.
This whole time, Ionia has just been sitting in her room, like kicking her feet over the side of her bed, wondering where everybody's at.
Where's everybody at? Ionia, I'm tempted to say Ionia might know about the Sootscale thing that much faster from just spying on Arcturus.
Yeah, I actually already know everything.
There's
That you got a magic book that tells you everything.
I
Yeah,
sure
the
do.
magic cheat sheet.
I have lots of things that tell me everything.
are we still in the town square?
Yeah.
I guess I see you come in, and I'll be like, and here, hopefully, some more great news. The great Sootscale and our high priest have arrived as well to join us in our monumentous.
Just start shaking my head.
Oh shit, my people are gone! The people of Rooston.
We might want to take this into the castle, my lord.
Can kobolds cry?
Yes, sure.
My friends, Chief Sootscale, how are you? It's been too long.
He looks like he's been crying a lot. He's very panicked.
Oh,
He's looking all over the place. So are his guards.
And then when Arcturus says let's get inside, I'll be like, all right. Abadar and Arast will be with all of you. You may go about your business.
I'm gonna shout to Oleg, hey, we're gonna need some of those pies. You know the ones.
I do? Which ones?
Moon radish ones.
Ah, yes, indeed. Moon radish pies. And off he goes. I can't do the wrong response enough to save my life.
Why has Oleg completely changed over the last 2 sessions?
I don't know. I can't. Oleg doesn't.
Too many goddamn
He's getting older, yeah.
Yeah.
Oleg's actually just senile as hell. Sure, I can teach you how to shoot a crossbow. Shoots a bird just accidentally.
I start working with the guards instead. Like
Shoots Svetlana in the shoulder.
One session with him.
What? Nah.
Nah.
Maybe not.
Considering we made Oleg the guy in charge of like our entire trade network here in the kingdom, if he's going senile, we should probably
He's just getting better booze. That's the problem. We fed his
That's quite
alcohol, his alcohol addiction.
Indeed, as you do.
So, there's been a bit of an incident with our allies to the north.
Oh no.
They have, and I just sort of look to the chief, they've vanished.
They vanished. They are all gone. My people, as if they were never there. As if they were illusions. He snaps, just gone.
And with them, it's worth mentioning the control rod for the golem army is also similarly missing.
Are the golems still there?
Yeah.
From what I could see, they are, but they are rendered inoperative with the rod being unaccounted for.
Well, at least we can feel safe that the golems aren't out marching around with whoever took the rod, if someone took the rod.
Yeah,
Wait, Sootscale, you don't keep the rod on you at all times?
No, I left it with one of my lieutenants. I came here myself. I am no good commanding an army of golems if my fortress is attacked. If I am here.
Right.
Oh, geez. So Cato's trying to come to terms with the fact that, like, because there were hundreds of them, right, including the mites and every living creature within your underground network of settlement is gone.
In fairness, we did not check the old sycamore, but everyone was there when I left.
Did we ever build that watchtower in the sycamore? We didn't do that yet, right?
We were about to, yeah.
Next might have been good.
We had it planned, but construction hadn't started yet.
What is it possible you've dug up something that did this?
Maybe found a certain heart that
Don't make
hammer.
Morrowind references.
The chief shrugs. Everything we found so far has been nothing but beneficial, and certainly my own shamans are there. If there were some form of dark magic, they would have been aware of it.
Could it be kidnapping? Who could kidnap that many? There were no bodies.
No, there was no battle.
No,
it seemed
sign
as
of
though
struggle.
everyone was taken from where they were at the time.
Indeed, as if they just vanished out of nowhere.
I'm assuming that it was some sort of teleportation spell. Admittedly, something like that is well beyond my capabilities, so I'm not very familiar with it.
The chief shrugs.
Magic. It's always magic.
Regardless, it does seem a bit suspicious that probably certainly our most capable and staunchest of allies were somehow taken away on the eve of our fight to the north.
Indeed.
All right.
I would like to send a scout out to the sycamore tree to see if the situation there is the same. We should get a full idea of the picture.
Oh, okay. We'll send the fat one.
Who's the fat one?
The chief kind of puts his hands over his tummy. The fuck? Just because I like moonradish does not mean I am fat. Jesus Christ.
Not
No,
you.
we're sending
Wedge.
Yeah, wedge. Please, can someone Kalir, can you go fetch the rogue squadron? Please, you know where they
Wedge!
Oh my goodness.
I thought you were just screaming for
I thought you
it.
were screaming witch. Just like, yo,
Witch.
Jesus. All the full casters of the campaign show up, just ready for your abuse. Yep, indeed, he turns the corner. There is a ye old turkey leg in each of them.
What took you so long?
He shakes the ye old turkey leg your direction.
I got the job for you.
Okay.
I need you to go to the sycamore and see if there's any mites still down there. Mind not to crawl down there. I'm pretty sure it's booby trapped. It's a bad idea. Right? Yeah, you probably wouldn't fit. You're right. Just knock on it a few times. I don't suppose you know any other languages other than fat. Yeah. All right. Well, report back soon, eh?
And he goes and turns and waddles away.
Done.
Wow. Just wow.
You're the one that wanted to pay him 5 gold a week.
He's spending it on chicken. drumsticks, apparently.
Oh yeah, it's the American
Oh
dream.
my god.
The Concordian dream.
He is living the Concordian dream. God damn it, Wedge.
To sit on your butt and eat drumsticks.
All right, so I'm going to assume, though, we're going to sending him out to investigate, but my assumption is he's going to come back and say that there's nothing there. I'm hoping that's not the case, but maybe the knights betrayed the kobolds. That would be interesting.
Dun, dun, dun.
That doesn't really seem
Doubtful.
like the
Doubtful.
type, honestly,
Doubtful. Okay.
to hatch a cunning plan.
So, chief friend, before you left, when you last saw them, did any of you or any of your people notice anything out of the ordinary? Was there even something you may not have thought was strange in the moment, now thinking back on it might pique some suspicion?
He shakes his head no.
Nothing. No
Assume
visitors.
if he had, he wouldn't have left.
Indeed.
Has anyone joined your tribes recently?
Not out of
Within
the
the
ordinary.
past?
I tell you, the mites breed like mites. But other than that, no.
Well, as it is, this might be a good place to
Call it for the day.
call it for the day.
Thank you all for watching. We'll be back at it with the Varnhold vanishing next time. Till then, thank you all for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content, and we will see you then. Say
I'm
bye.
gonna guess he said see ya.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he said. Say see ya, you nerds.
Bye.